This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that fire. Got my boy Tom Ross TV in the building. Tom Ross, what's up, man?
What's up, Tom Ross TV here, man? Here where he knows everything. Separated we from the strong, and we got some hot topics for you.
That's what's up, man. Let's get on to it, man. First thing first, we got to talk about the aftermath of Spence versus Ugas, man. You know, the biggest thing, and people need to understand this when it comes to Spence versus Ugas, is as simple as this.
Mm-hmm.
Spence, I don't want to hear no bullshit from nobody, man. I don't got time for this shit. Y'all motherfuckers know my track record. Any and every motherfucker that think they gonna get out of pocket, they gonna talk some type of wayward shit, they gonna do some bullshit ass fucking titles, make your shit clear as fucking day. I don't give a fuck if you're a friend or foe. There's only one motherfucker that I respect, I will never go against, and that's Tom Ross TV. But all these other motherfuckers, yo, you open for open fucking season. Because right now it's all about galvanizing behind Earl the Truth Spence. The
That's right.
motherfucker got 3 belts. He did everything he told you motherfuckers gonna do. So don't give me no bullshit title. Was your Dennis Ugas prepared or not prepared? You know exactly what you was trying to do, motherfucker. You was trying to be slick. And then you got called out on your bullshit, and now you're trying to defend yourself. Anytime somebody has to double back and defend themselves, is because they was on some slickery shit. Enough with the sneak dissing. You gotta admit, even when you don't want to admit it, this is the difference between being a man and being a fucking man child or having a fucking mangina. When situations are not in your favor, you need to grow a fucking pair and admit straight up, look here, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't the biggest Earl the True Spence fan, but what I saw last night was the definition of what real boxing is.
Mm-hmm.
Your Dennis Ugas is a warrior. He gets the biggest salute of the fucking day. He is a champion like nobody's business. And what Spence did is he took a fighter of your Dennis Ugas's caliber and regressed him. He didn't Uber, Lyft, and hey, taxi Tijuana cab driver fighting him. That's Mikey Garcia. But I'm gonna tell you this much: your Dennis Ugas learned very clear the difference between him being a great fighter and what He Knows Everything calls an error-filled fighter. There have been 3 error-filled fighters that have graced boxing. That's Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, and now you got Earl the True Spence. And these guys, the reason why they're error-filled fighters is because they have a litany of ways of beating you, man. They are flawless in their approach and they do it differently. Andre Ward was an inside machine. Andre Ward was a tactician. Andre Ward understood all aspects of strategy. Andre Ward took every trade of the tool. He kind of was Kobe Bryant-esque in the sense, okay, let me take from here, let me take from here, let me take from here, and he made it his own fucking style.
Mm-hmm.
Earl the True Spence is a front foot dominant, perfected Mexican come forward style fighter with all of the most elite variations of a black slickster style intermingled into one. It's a perfect combination. He's built for boxing like a Marvin Hagler, and his boxing pedigree is very close to the level of a Floyd Mayweather is. And you mesh that together, and that's what you got with Earl the True Spence. And that's what makes
Mm-hmm.
him the airfield fighter that he is. That's why he's special. This is why this platform got behind him, because I saw it. When Freddie Roach, an opposing guy who's a Manny Pacquiao guy. One thing about Freddie Roach, man, when I saw he said that, I was sold on Spence. Y'all want to know how I was sold on Spence? When Freddie Roach said, I watched Spence spar, and I'm not going to lie, they call him the truth because there's no lies in his damn fist. Freddie Roach don't be lying, boy. When you catch Freddie Roach at the right time, he will tell you the fucking truth. He said when Spence dropped Adrian Broner and the way he was toying with Adrian Broner in that sparring, and then the sparring match between him and Floyd, he said, okay, I knew this guy's going to take over boxing next. And for years,
Mm-hmm.
since 2019, I told you motherfuckers that Earl the True Spence was the face of fucking boxing. It wasn't no damn Deontay Wilder. And I love Deontay Wilder. He's a great, hellified, heavy hitter, but he's not no face. It wasn't no damn Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez doesn't take on the opposition that he's supposed to take on. The face
Not
of
at all.
boxing was Earl the Truth Spence. The y'all motherfuckers didn't understand that shit.
Exactly, bro.
Bruh, take over. I'm about to go get this DoorDash.
Yeah, man. When it comes to Spence, or when it comes to any great black fighter, we have been groomed to automatically subject them to unsubstantiated amount of critique. A critique we don't hold over any other race of people who box. White guys could pick and choose who they gonna fight, if they ever gonna fight competition. It took them how long to finally fight Deontay? Anthony Joshua still ain't fought Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua had those belts since 2014, avoiding Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury barely started fighting Deontay Wilder a couple of years ago. Avoidance, PED uses. Canelo Alvarez, PED uses. Avoidance of Charlo, avoidance of Andre. A black fighter just can't do that. A black fighter has to fight all the best fights. All of them. And instead of us, black people, asking for equality in sports, we just hold our own people to the fire and let everybody else get away with shit. You know what I mean? There should be no black channel praising Canelo. Canelo's a PED chief. You could go on my channel. There's no video of me praising Roy Jones Jr. I don't praise PED chiefs. No matter what color you are. I especially want to praise no fucking Canelo. So people gotta understand there's a lot of sellout black content creators, man. A lot of sellout black content creators.
Exactly.
Who worship non-black fighters for shit that they would demonize a black fighter for. Exactly. Can you imagine what would happen if it came out that Errol Spence was on PEDs?
Yep.
The first people that hate on him would be black content creators.
Yep.
But they praise Canelo Alvarez.
Yep.
But they praise Canelo. That's the reason why I don't take none of these guys seriously, man. I don't take them seriously because there's no consistency in their opinion. There's no parameters. It's just case by case. I don't like that shit, bro.
I'm glad you said that shit because this is why I have no patience. And yeah, we're going to eat on this live. Y'all need to deal with it. This is why I don't have no patience for people that think they can come back into the fold. Money Clown TV, you can't come back to the fold. All because Spence got 3 belts now. Now you want to talk good about Spence? Stay your rabbit ass over there with Canelo Alvarez, man. Right. You always in the Canelo said, stay your ass over there. You can't come over on this side of the street. Because now everything looking good. Now everything looking hot. Now y'all motherfuckers was sitting here sneak dissing Earl the True Spence, being really Terrence Crawford fanboy man crushes, Budman Fans, boot fucking lickers, Jerron Boots Ennis. And I'm going to get on his ass because we didn't get on his ass yesterday. So I'm going to get on his ass right now. He had an opportune time to get the clout. I mean, come see me for business one-on-one so I can teach you a little bit about marketing. You had an opportune situation to beat up Blair Cobbs and then turn the shit around and tell Spence, I handled your lightweight for you. Do you understand the level of clout and namesake that shit would have gave you? But you ducked him. So you don't get taken seriously. Even your Dennis Ugas said, who the fuck is this dude that you fighting? Your Dennis Ugas clowned you. He said, no disrespect, but who the fuck is this motherfucker you fighting? So you ducked Blair Cobbs. You will forever in your boxing resume be known as a motherfucker that ducked Blair Cobbs who got washed by a Spanish fighter who's getting all your fucking clout right now. Right. That's fucking sad.
The thing about it is, it's kind of like these guys would rather take an unproven young fighter and pit him against a guy that has an undisputed trajectory instead of just giving the guy his props. Instead of giving Spence his props, they'd rather take away from Spence props by you don't have to use Spence to build up this dude. whatever the fuck his name is. What's his name again? He ain't haven't really done anything, so I'll be forgetting his name.
Boots
Ennis. You don't have to use Spence to build up Boots Ennis. If Boots Ennis can't be built up off of what he's doing himself, then he shouldn't be being spoken of. I was speaking on Boots Ennis on my channel because he hasn't done anything. You notice on my channel, I don't speak on guys till they start doing something. Boots Ennis ain't beat nobody yet. So I ain't gonna speak on him because he looks good against who? Some scrubs? No, I ain't gonna speak on him. If he beats Virgil Ortiz, I'll start talking about him. I'll start talking about him then. You know what I'm saying? If he would have beat Blair Cobb, I would start talking about him. But he ain't fought nobody. And he's calling out guys who are at two different stages in their career. What would even Bud Crawford need a fight with Boots Ennis for? But he got an undisputed fight on the table. These guys are at a different level in their career. You need to work on taking over when they leave. You know what I'm saying? Big fish, that's right. You need to worry about taking over when Errol Spence leave. And if you take over fast enough, you could beat him at 154 before he leave 154. But Errol Spence don't have the time to stop chasing undisputed to go and fight you for what? Nobody don't even know you.
boxing fans have a problem. And the problem that they have is they're really showcasing how much casuals they are in terms of their boxing knowledge. Because if you have a real boxing knowledge and you're not a fucking casual, you would understand that Boots is the wrong trajectory for Spence. You shouldn't even be talking Boots and Spence in the same language. You shouldn't be disrespecting Terrence Bud Crawford and talking Boots and Terrence Bud Crawford. Shit, even Sean Porter. This one I knew a lot of motherfuckers was casuals. They were talking about Boots and Sean Porter. Sean Porter, say what you want about him. He's fought all of the heavyweight lifting opponents, and he's on a different fucking trajectory. He's on a veteranship trajectory. Right. The problem with boxing fans today, they're lazy as fuck. Just like the fighters of today are lazy as fuck. They don't want to work their way up. Andre Ward worked his way up. Floyd Mayweather worked his way up.
That's right.
Or True Spence worked his way up. They did the work. You got to do the work. I can't respect a fighter that's not even beating and dominating and cleaning up opponents at his trajectory level right now. You're afraid of fighting guys at your trajectory level, and then you want to be in a different trajectory level. You could call out Spence and Crawford all you want. It's bad marketing on your part to do that, because look right now, you listen to these chung dumbass fucking YouTubers, and they threw your ass into a fucking ditch. It's very clear that the LDBC is not who boxers should be fucking listening to. They fucked Deontay Wilder over. They're fucking Devin Haney over. Yep. And now they done fuck Boots over. Don't you guys see a fucking pattern? These boxers are getting fucked over when they listen to these dumb motherfuckers. They need to be listening to their handlers. They need to be listening to people that are professional and know what the fuck they're doing. Because if Boots was listening to the correct people and not listening to people massaging his fucking ego with his purple ass fucking feminized fucking hair, will get me fucking started. See, people don't remember, but I remember in that J.R. Smith fight, or not J.R. Smith, but J.R. whatever the fuck his name is, his ass from Philly too. You know, these Philly motherfuckers, they be fruit cake motherfuckers. But that motherfucker had purple in his fucking hair. If he feminine as fuck, that's when I knew from day one at that moment, something about this Boots guy was boots in the fucking head, boots in the fucking ass. And I didn't take him seriously. Shit, your nickname is Boots. That's not a boxing nickname to me. That sounds like boots to the fucking head and boots to the fucking ass. Shit, Bud sounds better than me. Sounds better to me. Bud sounds more masculine.
Mm-hmm.
It's Nebraskan. It's kind of hoodish, but it sounds more masculine. It's Bud. You see what I'm saying? You guys gotta listen to the phonetics of shit. I could respect that nickname, Bud. That sounds masculine as fuck. The Truth. That shit sounds masculine as fuck. Boots? Females wear fucking boots. That shit ain't masculine.
Right. Boots.
And that's what motherfuckers don't understand. Just your nickname can tell me something about you as a fucking fighter. And y'all sitting here, this overinflated version of Terrence Crawford misappropriating the marketing of him being able to be the guy to knock out Blair Cobbs. I mean, could you imagine his namesake right now? You imagine his build-up right now? Do you imagine how much more sicker he would have been in positioning if he would have got that win? But it's very clear, and me and Tom Ross gonna make it clear, he ducked Blair Cobbs because Blair Cobbs called his ass out and gave him a date. And it's interesting that Blair Cobbs ended up fighting another person on that date that he gave Jerome Boots Ennis. Y'all sat here and act like Jerome Boots Ennis was too good for him, and he ducked Blair Cobbs. So he will be forever known as the guy that ducked the guy who ended up getting the Earl the True Spence curse.
Right.
That shit is sad. It's
And,
sad.
and I was watching that fight last night, and I was thinking, Boots only want to fight Errol for the payday. He know he can't beat Errol, man. I watched Boots fight lower competition. Errol, at Errol's best, could walk right through Boots, man. This Errol that just fought Ugas and beat the shit out of Boots. So fuck no, man. Boots got a lot to prove. He shouldn't even be looking Errol Spence's way. He should be happy Errol Spence even know who the fuck he is. At the end of the day, we got to show love to Errol Spence for this great win. Because, believe it or not, Ugas is a game opponent. No other welterweight would have got in there and did that to Ugas that's currently fighting right now. Only Errol Spence will get in there. You see what Ugas did to Sean Porter? Only Errol Spence could get in there and do that to Ugas. You see what Ugas did to Manny Pacquiao? But don't Manny Pacquiao got power? So it wasn't just Spence power, it was just boxing acumen. Everything was on full fucking display. And Mikey Garcia should be ducking, he should be counting his lucky stars that Spence wouldn't take the boxing serious when he fought him. Because this Spence would have put Mikey Garcia in the fucking hospital.
And y'all see now that Manny Pacquiao would have been put out on a fucking stretcher. Because Ugas had him getting fed by Janky. The Spence you saw last night, what he did to Ugas, now you motherfuckers understand. Because even motherfuckers were saying, oh, Manny Pacquiao would have had a chance against Spence. That Spence you saw last night would have put fucking Manny Pacquiao out on a fucking stretcher.
That's the truth. Boots should be trying to fight Danny Garcia. He should be trying to fight these people. Build yourself up.
Yep.
Nobody with an undisputed fight on the table is going to go down and fight you for nothing. You're not in the trajectory of that. If you were smart, you would try to talk Bud Crawford into some shit. See if you could get him to move, because he ain't really proved nothing at 147. And if you beat him, now you in the running.
Yep.
But you can't talk to Spence. Spence did too much for anybody beneath him to be trying to call him out. It's all about who you want to fight at 147 now. He got 3 belts, man. It's all about undisputed right now.
And right now, Spence should be easily, right now, number 1 pound for pound fighter. And the reason why is because you got to look at the lineage of it. Motherfuckers want to say Usyk only just fought Anthony Joshua.
That's
he
it.
didn't really do anything outside of just fighting Anthony Joshua. That's one fight. I'll give him that. He collected a lot of belts off that shit, but it was one fucking fight. Spence fought Danny Garcia, a former champion, and that was his tune-up of top 5 welterweight. He fought your Dennis Ugas, a guy that's a WBA champion. And prior to those 2 fights, he fought Sean Porter for the WBC championship. You got to look at the last 3 fights that Spence fought. There's no arguing the shit.
All Spence fights have been people who were either the top at the welterweight division or were considered a pound-for-pound fighter.
Exactly.
Mikey Garcia was actually in the top 5 pound-for-pound when Spence beat him up.
Yep. He was number 4.
He was number 4.
Kell Brook. We already know IBF. Either Spence was taking a belt off of you, or you was a top pound-for-pound fighter, or you was an elite fighter in that division that Spence beat up. So that's why Spence is number 1 pound for pound. There's no arguing this shit.
Yeah, because he the 3 belt title. He the 3 belt holder at 147. There haven't been many of them. That's what people don't understand. People are like being being unified is something everybody do. Did you know Manny Pacquiao never unified not one belt at 147? He never had more than one belt. You could go your whole career and not beat another champion while you're a champion at 147. Your whole career. Manny Pacquiao later beat Keith Thurman, but that was only one belt. He never was a champion, have one belt, and beat another champion that had two belts together. Manny Pacquiao never did that. It's hard to do that. People act like what Spence just did, what Floyd did was easy. No, it's hard doing that shit. Because you take it from you get the best fight from a champion when they got a belt. You taking something that's theirs. That's the best that champion ever gonna fight. Because they defending that shit. And I did a community post exposing how Crawford ain't do nothing at 147, and Spence, the big fish, did all the work. And motherfuckers like, nah, Errol Spence was ducking Crawford to fight those champions. Okay, so
ducking Crawford, but you doing all the heavyweight lifting.
It don't make sense. His fan base is the worst fan base in boxing. His fan base is the worst fan base in boxing, man. They're one of the worst, man. I really dislike Bud Crawford's fan base. They don't make no sense. They just talk with emotion and they talk in circles. There's no way Spence ducked you to fight all these champions. Okay, so who was he ducking to fight Mean Green? And all those whack ass motherfuckers he fought.
Have y'all watched the NBA playoffs? Ross gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a great reference. In the NBA playoff, you know why Kobe Bryant, every time you go to the finals, a Kobe Bryant team breezed through the Eastern Conference? Because everybody knows in the West, everybody you fighting from round one all the way up to the NBA finals is battle fucking tested.
Yeah.
Battle tested fights. I'm talking about 6-game, 7-game series, automatic. Shit, even in the first round. So that's why when Kobe goes into the finals, he be stunting. Earl the True Spence done did all this heavyweight lifting. His boxing acumen, his preparedness, his sharpness. Salute to you, Big Spell One.
Big Spell, salute.
Read this real quick. He said, Budman fans are just PBC and Spence haters. Facts. That's exactly what the fuck they are.
Exactly.
Earl the True Spence, Ross, I'm going to tell you like this, because I got to make this shit very clear. It's like he's having all these battle-tested fights. So he's going to be so fucking sharp. Beyond sharp. Whereas Bud is fighting all of these lame duck of fucking opponents. Nobody that's really pushing him and testing him. There's not going to be no sharpness. This fight is going to be so easy, man. Y'all just saw the undisputed fight at 147 right in front of your eyes, the Udenis Ugas fight. That's the hardest shit y'all going to see Spence deal with in this new variation of Earl the True Spence. When he get a hold of Bud and those shots start landing, those body shots, you see those body shots he was throwing at Ugas? Ugas got that size. Ugas is naturally, that's why I said that shit too.
Ugas was a real welterweight that he did that too.
Yeah, Ugas looked like he's naturally a 154 pounder too. He looked big as fuck too. So Ugas, it took time for Spence to break his ass down. But I'm gonna tell you, Bud is light, man. He's Bud fucking light.
But when people don't realize this, just gonna be just like the feeling you're gonna get watching the Bud Spence fight is the same feeling that niggas got watching the Manny Pacquiao Floyd fight. Yep. You're gonna see a one-sided fight, and you're gonna feel like you was taken advantage of. You're gonna feel mad at the pay-per-view because you wait. I waited all this time just for this. You the one that believed these guys were equal. People in the know always knew Manny Pacquiao was never gonna beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. People in the know wasn't surprised. We were surprised Floyd wasn't more active in the early rounds. But I know what Floyd was doing. Floyd didn't want to get him even a way to even rob him. So I knew what he was doing. But we knew it was a foregone conclusion Floyd was going to win that fight. It's y'all, the people who are easy to convince, who thought this was gonna be a good fight. Spence gonna walk right through Bud. Why? Because even if Bud had the pedigree, he had to fought the people to bring it out.
And what people gotta understand is Spence is gonna keep coming at Bud. He gonna keep coming at Bud with relentless pressure. This ain't like Sean Porter, where it's ineffective aggression, dog. This is tactical aggression, dog. Technical punching placement, body snatching work. It's a levying onslaught of a punishment style. That's what y'all saw. Y'all saw the levying onslaught of punishment being dished out to your Dennis Ugas. Even your Dennis Ugas's. I saw it at one point in the fight. Your Dennis Ugas, when you see a fighter's head go down, that's automatic bending of the fucking knee. He basically curled up. He hanged on that rope and bent down while Spence was just laying lateral body shots on him, uppercuts. He was basically submitting without verbally submitting, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Bud can't handle that kind of assault. And you see Budman fans, they're quiet. Remember, they was popping their mouth, popping their gums, running their mouths when this fight was so far away. Now they know this fight is about to happen next. Where the fuck are they at? Them motherfuckers on witness protection, dog.
Barely any videos being made. Barely anything. I mean, they came on my community post, but as far as them just independently speaking on Bud, quiet as a church mouse. Low key, most Terrence Crawford fans don't even want him to fight Errol Spence. They want the illusion that he wants to smoke. They don't even want Bud to take that fight.
You know why Spence demoed? You know why he demoed you Dennis Ugas the way he did? Was to send a message to the Budman fans. This was about to fuck happen. That's why they scared. They didn't think Spence had the demolition version of him. They didn't think he was a demolition man anymore. That's why even one of the commentators, Spence, he checked his ass and he said, "Ma'am, you know, we haven't seen man down strap season in the post press conference in a long time." You know what Spence told that fat fuck? Y'all was the one that said y'all ain't seen man down strap season. It's always been man down strap season. Did you see man down strap season tonight? And that motherfucker had to shut the fuck up real quick and say, yeah, we did see it tonight. Because see, this is the thing. They thought the reason why they keep thinking Bud has an opportunity, Bud Manfred, is because they know they didn't think Spence had demolition ability. Now they know that demolition ability is there. They're fucking afraid because they in their minds like, shit, if Spence start welling on Bud like this, what the fuck is gonna happen? They thinking, they're not stupid. They know what the fuck's going on. They're not dumb. After all, they're boxing fans. Boxing fans are not that stupid. They know if Spence start welling on Bud in that same manner, Bud is fucked.
Bud can't take body punches from 140 pounders. You know what I'm saying? He can't take no chin work. He always get hurt. Bud always get hurt. Damn near every fight. Spence gonna walk right through Bud. It's over with. All that switch hitting shit don't mean nothing. These motherfuckers got so hyped off the switch hitting shit. That don't necessarily mean you can box. All you doing is switching stance. That's it. That don't mean nothing. The simplest shit be surprising and be impressive. Motherfuckers who don't know shit about boxing. That don't mean nothing if you ain't really doing nothing with it. He'll go right, left, and then he'll just do a jab. Niggas like, man, that nigga good box. No, man, boxing is systematically breaking a nigga down like Errol Spence did it yesterday. That's boxing. When you see Bud do that to a prime opponent in 147. When you see that shit. The last fight looked fishy as fuck. Sean Porter was constant, walking around, talking to everything, and they just stopped the fight out of nowhere. And niggas talking about that was a real KO. I gotta realize boxing is a dirty game, man. They wanted to solidify. They know nobody wanted to see another rematch between Sean Porter and Errol Spence. They want to solidify that Spence Crawford fight. That's why Crawford got that KO when he wasn't supposed to give it. They saw Crawford was struggling against that motherfucker. Because truth be told, Crawford he didn't even have control over that fight. He was just getting control over the fight. As soon as he got it, they stopped it. You can't tell me that's not one of the weakest stoppers you ever seen.
If you look at the struggle that Terrence Crawford had against Sean Porter, think about those struggles that he's going to have with Spence, but refined version of pressure. Y'all got to start thinking, man. Bud is fucked. Even Bud knows he's fucked. That's why he's trying to psych himself out. And you see, Ross, those comments you see Bomac making, the comments that Bud make, I told you, them motherfuckers going to be forced to into that undisputed fight. Because Bud already saying, yeah, I'm ready to sign on a contract. Bud don't want to sign, but he has to. Because the powers that be already told Bud, they got a gun to Bud's head. You motherfucker, you coming into this fight. Spence going to get that undisputed. And when Spence beat the shit out of Bud, I'm going to tell you right now, me and Ross going to be popping champagne. We're going to be popping champagne, dog. Don't be surprised if this shit ends within 5 fucking rounds. Do not be fucking surprised if this shit ends in five rounds. This is not going to be a 12-rounder.
Big spell because you donated to motivate. I'm going to go ahead and read this comment. Fighters aren't the same after Spence fought them. Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peterson, Kell Brook all struggled after they fought Spence. That's right.
Yep.
That's right, man. Rip B. Braids, what's up, bro? Salute. Bud knows it's over. That's why he's trying to talk nice. Talk to me nice. Yeah, fuck out of here, man.
Yep.
He's a dumbass out of here, man. You should have been talking nice from the beginning. Now you finna get spanked. You should have been talking nice from the beginning.
Bud came on Twitter. And let me tell y'all about how down south niggas get. Chicago niggas are like this too. When we about to go to war with you, we don't talk a lot. Bud went on Twitter, right? He started saying all this dumb shit about going to the side of the street and all that. You know what Spence told him? The same shit Kodak Black said when the motherfuckers didn't want to stop talking and Kodak Black got up. You know what Spence said? Say less.
Right.
That was his response. Say less. Meaning, I ain't going to go back and forth with you, motherfucker. You next on the chopping block. Right. You next to get your ass beat the fuck up. And that shit right there is fucking with Bud's mind right now. Because Bud don't understand. And that's why you see Derrick James. Derrick James is low-key a shit talker extraordinaire. He always waited at the end of Spence fights to start running his mouth. I didn't even think Derrick James was going to do that shit, but Derrick James be making me laugh. Derrick James said, I love you, Dennis Ugas, but I don't think you Dennis Ugas going to be fighting no more. I think he's going to have to retire because we got report he got a punctured. Derrick James is slick. He said we got reports that he got a punctured lung and his eye. I don't know if he can see out of his eye.
The thing about it
is him to not box anymore.
What y'all be understanding is Derrick James he's not being funny.
Yep.
And he's not being facetious. That's the truth.
Yep.
He do got a broken eye, and he did have a punctured lung.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the truth. He might have to retire. Oh, that's the truth.
Yep.
Shit talking and shit you can't back up.
Yep.
Not the truth. The facts is the facts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And he basically was saying that you gotta understand who Derrick James was taking that shot at. Because Derrick James don't like Bomac for shit. And he don't like Bud for shit. He already mad at the fact that Bud and them had the nerve to think they was 50-50. So when you hear Derrick James talking like that, that's a direct shot at Bomac and a direct shot at Terrence Crawford. That we heard over here that Ugas got a punctured lung and he can't see out of his eye. I would recommend and advise. He kind of gave a Mikey Garcia type shit to Ugas. And out of respect, but he just said, I would advise for him to not box anymore. I would advise him to just retire. The message he's sending is if we could get a guy like Ugas in the ring and we could properly retire him, then that means we could properly fucking retire Terrence Crawford. That's exactly what the fuck it means.
Exactly.
That's exactly the message he's sending.
Derrick James did G-check Kenny Porter. I remember that shit.
Yep.
People don't realize Kenny Porter is a trash father, man.
Mm-hmm.
He a trash father. He a trash trainer, and he blamed his shortcomings on his son. But his son gonna do. He only could be as good as you can teach him.
Yep.
He a trash trainer. Every time his son do something, every time he get hit, you be like, man, You're fucking it all up. Like, bro, quit doing all that emotional shit. You know how many times Spence do shit that Derrick James didn't tell him to do? He just stay calm, and when you get him in the corner, he be like, "Hey man, you going away from this? Go back to this."
Yep.
All right. He don't be all flipping his hands and throwing his hat and shit.
Yep.
His father's a trash dad and sold him out. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He sold his son out in that fight against Terrence Crawford. That was a sellout move. It wasn't nothing wrong with fucking Porter, man.
Yep.
Porter was solid. He was great.
Yep.
All of a sudden they stopped the fight. That's one of the most bogus fights I've ever seen. I've been watching boxing for a long time. That shit was bogus as hell how they did that shit.
And the funny thing about it wasn't just that one that was bogus. The Kell Brook one was bogus too. Both them shit was bogus.
Yeah, but Kell Brook, even at least the Kell Brook should look a little more believable. This shit right here, dude, he wasn't hurt. He was walking around talking. And they just stopped him like, what? How is that legal? You know what I'm saying?
The fuck? You know why I have a problem with the Kell Brook fight? How the fuck Kell Brook is fighting? I've never heard this shit in boxing. This is why I know Bud is smoking mirrors. And Kell Brook don't even have his trainer in the corner. Dominic Ingle wasn't even in the fucking corner.
Right.
What kind of shit is that?
It was some random dude in the corner.
Eddie Hearn said he didn't want to promote the fucking fight. That means they already knew the pay to lose was already paid. How you the promoter of a fighter and you don't want to pay for the fucking fight? You don't want to be there to promote your fighter. Come on, man.
Trash, man.
And all these people that are so-called Earl Spence fans, it's time to get on you motherfuckers. Because y'all sit here and say y'all Spence fans, but y'all say Bud is close to Spence. A true Spence fan knows they ain't no 50-50. They're not on the same level. If you call yourself an Earl the True, that's why I test motherfuckers tried and true. I've been testing their ass tried and true from day one. And one thing I noticed, they all fucking fail. The only motherfucker that never failed is Tom Ross TV. Because if you're a true Earl Spence fan, you know Bud is nowhere near the area code level-wise with Spence. That shit ain't nowhere near 50-50. And when you say that, you're showcasing how much of a lack of Spence fan that you are. Because you're never supposed to say no dumb shit like that.
Or they just don't understand business. Don't understand 50-50 don't got nothing to do. It don't even got nothing to do with boxing skill.
No, I ain't talking about the 50-50 with the money. They say Bud is 50-50 in terms of skills with Spence. It's a 50. The fight could go either way. You can't be a true Earl Spence fan and say some dumb shit like that.
I never thought that. I'm not sold on Bud. Who did Bud beat?
Mm-hmm.
Even when he's undisputed, who he beat? Every time a top, most of the time it's a top ranked fighter that get undisputed.
Yep.
And then when you look at them, they're not even fired like that. You gotta look at how they get undisputed.
Yep.
How did Usyk get undisputed, but Floyd Mayweather didn't? But Floyd Mayweather beat better competition. It's all politics.
Yep.
If they want you to be undisputed, you'll get it like this over fucking night.
Yep.
Lomachenko was in an undisputed fight, like when? Like he was in a championship fight, his second fight.
Yep.
In boxing. That's not how boxing supposed to go. When they try to fast track you, you get all these fights you don't deserve and shit.
Yep.
If you're a black fighter, you gotta stop from the beginning and work your way up.
Yep.
That's the reason why you guys are doing all this shit.
And even then they got detractors. And that's why the double standards with Jamal Charlo, I don't understand people that are supposed black YouTubers and they want to sit here and say, well, Jamal Charlo, he ducking Canelo Alvarez. Y'all pushing for Jamal Charlo to fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez is 168. Charlo is 160. Look at the level of disrespect. And it got to the point where you're trying to force Charlo to go up one weight class to fight a guy that's bigger than him. When you got a motherfucking Canelo Alvarez that he could fight easily at 160. The rules don't apply for Canelo, but the rules apply for Jamal Charlo. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. And then you got biggest coon buffoons like Mike fucking Tyson's saying, you got this guy. I don't care about Canelo. You got this guy and David Benavidez. Mike Tyson looking like a boxing fucking casual. He's supposed to know the sport as a fucking fighter. And he's sitting there pushing a 160 pounder to go up and fight a 168 pounder. Who fucking does that?
Mike Tyson he's a broken Mike. This is the reason why black people, we gotta be better with how we treat our own people.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson still struggling over the shit that was done to him when he was a kid, man.
Yep.
Niggas treat him like shit. Blase. He had to fight. He used to get bullied all the time. And then out of nowhere, a white man took him in. What he don't realize is that white man took him in because he knew he could make money off of him, man.
Exactly.
He saw this nigga with all this untapped talent. He taught him how to box. He got his just reward. He ain't do that out the kindness of his heart. White people just go in, taking random black people in. They take black niggas in who got talent.
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather got taken in for a couple of years because he had talent. The dude on what's the movie called? The Fan Side or the Other Side or some shit.
Blind Side.
The Blind Side. She ain't do that shit because she just loved black people so much. She could have taken any one of them black little motherfuckers. She took dude in because dude was gonna be a star.
Yep, and he ended up taking care of her ass.
That was an investment.
Yep.
They don't do that shit out of the kindness of their heart. And we need to stop thinking that shit. We need white validation so much that they just say hi to you. Niggas melt.
Yep.
Oh, that's my homeboy, man. He invited to the picture. He cool as fuck. How you cool? Man, he know Lil Uzi.
Yep.
He know Lil Uzi verse. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
If a black man, an old ass black man knew Lil Uzi verse, you wouldn't be all on his dick like that. We so wrapped up in white validation, they can just do whatever, any small thing impress us, man.
Yep.
Fuck with Mike
Why
Tyson.
you think I got on Eminem? And I know that's very controversial, but I got on his ass because, to be honest, cannabis and papoose, to me, will eat Eminem for fucking days. But because they don't have the promotion and they don't have the backing, and they're black, people ain't stunting their way or whatever. Let's be honest. If Eminem was black, would he have the career that he has now? Would he have the clout that he has? I mean, let's just be honest about the shit.
If Eminem was black, what his subject matter, he would have flopped.
Yep.
Because the black community at that time only wanted to hear hood shit from black people. Yep. Eminem was talking about real issues that regular people have. Like, I resent my mom for being abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I abused drugs. This bitch cheated on me. Blase, blase. In the black community, the black nigga had to be like a superhero or shit. Bitches don't cheat on me. I fuck all the bitches. I sell all the drugs. I kill all the niggas. Nobody want to fuck with me. That's a superhero, man.
Yep.
And once Kanye came around, so he made just being a regular nigga straight. You can rap by being a regular nigga now.
Yep.
You don't have to catch bodies in every fucking song and shit. But
yep.
Back when Eminem
I gotta give Kanye credit for that shit.
Back when Eminem came out, if he wasn't white, he wouldn't have been able to talk about that shit. He would have flopped.
Yep.
But don't get it twisted. He is a skilled rapper. But because he overcompensates, he raps. He does too much. You can't do too much in every fucking song.
I mean, is he as good as they say that he is? Because they make it seem like he's so. They make it seem like he's better than every black fucking rapper that's out there. I don't believe that shit.
Well, he's good. I actually write poetry. Eminem is good. He put words together. But he's not better than JayZ. He's not better than Nas to me. He's better than a lot of black rappers. But he's just not better than the top black rappers. He's not better than he ain't better than Nas to me. He ain't better.
I don't think he's better than Kendrick Lamar. If you want me to be honest with you,
he's not better than Kendrick Lamar to me. Because I relate more to Kendrick Lamar. He's not better than Kendrick Lamar to me. But he's better than, but he's not trash. Like, I feel like the critique gotta be fair. It can't be crazy slant to the other way. Cause then if it's too slant to the other way, then now people not gonna take you serious either. We can't go say he can't rap at all. He's trash. Like,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying
when they say he's the GOAT. When they say he's the GOAT, they're mistaken like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're mistaken when they say he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of the white rappers.
Yep.
He ain't the GOAT of rap. He ain't the GOAT of the white motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what
Because
I'm saying?
I took very much offense to, and I knew Nas was capping, but motherfuckers actually believe Nas capping on Ether when he said he murdered Jay on fucking Renegade. Man, I listen to Renegade shits all the time. Jay's running laps around him. Jay's even sneak dissing M on fucking Renegade, dog. This shit is funny to me. Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck is motherfuckers listening to?
Nah, well, Nas, not that was strategic what Nas did.
Yeah, it was capping.
You know, that was strategic what Nas did because Nas played into the hand of the there was always Jay was always polarizing because of his confidence and he never showed vulnerability. People wanted to see him in vulnerable states.
Yeah.
So you always had people who rooted for him and people who wanted to see him lose. So every time he got on any record, you always had those group of people who would say, "Man, JayZ got 8."
Yep.
JayZ got 8. And granted, he ain't had the best verse on every record he came on, but there'll be records where JayZ clearly had the best verse. JayZ got 8, man. Did you hear DMX?
Yep.
Man, DMX shit on Jay. Part of the reason why DMX was so big, don't get me wrong, he was talented, is just because JayZ existed. And they needed to make JayZ a rival.
Yep.
Because the way DMX rapped, it was very simple. It wasn't nothing complicated about how DMX rapped. He just talked about shit that was like emotional. But it wasn't really complicated about how DMX didn't really put words together like JayZ did, if we're being honest. But it's just because he was a rival. They wanted JayZ to have a rival. They wanted to be able to say somebody was better than JayZ. Nas knew that, and JayZ had just dropped that Renegade. So he's like, man, if we're being honest, you got 8 on your own shit.
Yep.
He fed it to people who's already saying that shit, whether it was true or not. He was smart for doing that shit.
Yep. And JayZ addressed this shit. He said DMX came like he was lighter fluid, but JayZ said, I dropped the blueprint and it was a map for them, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he addressed DMX. He gave DMX his flowers, but he also let him know that I basically came out with something that was a map for these motherfuckers. Yes, Mos Def, Black Thought, Lupe Fiasco. Oh yeah, Lupe, man. Don't even get me started with him.
Right.
This is what
now,
motherfuckers
if you
don't
ask
understand.
if you ask me, as far as putting words together, complexity, and the reason why you got to say Jay better than a lot of people, because Jay know how to do it and he know how to be marketable at the same time.
Yeah.
But as far as just putting words together with complexity and rhyme scheme, to me, word for word, line for line, Lupe is the best nigga to ever put words together. This nigga got a song to where when you break down what he's saying, it's like pieces of a fucking puzzle. But normally when you do something like that, you're gonna lose rhyme scheme because you got to say so much to give so much. But he found out how the way to keep his rhyme scheme and give you vivid shit.
Yeah.
Where
you
he's
know when
always
I started respecting Lupe? I started respecting Lupe when he took the anime world. Lupe took the anime world and made it cool in the black world. I was like, damn, that's lethal. Because he was dropping a lot of anime verses about a lot of different animes and shit like that. And he made that shit cool in our world, man.
Yeah.
Like he made that shit known in our world.
Well, he does that with everything. Like, if you listen to him, he perfected a way. He's perfected a way to take anything and make it about life. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So he could be busting down. He could be busting down like how Coke took over the soda industry, and he'll turn it around and flip it to like how the drug game is, and flip it to politics, and it's all in one rap, and it all makes sense.
Yep.
And that's the thing. He's saying complicated shit, but he's not over rapping. But I heard Eminem do a lot of over rapping to show just how fire he is,
and try to force shit.
But you're losing.
He always forcing punchlines.
You're losing the context of what he's saying because he's doing so much. But
that's why I saw that track that he did with The Game, and The Game was using Eminem's cadence, and he was rapping with fluidity. He wasn't forcing shit. So that's why I believe there's credence to what The Game is talking about. Because The Game was on a track with Eminem, and he was outdoing Eminem on the fucking track. Eminem was too busy trying to throw massive punchlines that his side of the track was kind of, I'm not gonna say it was garbage, but compared to what the game was able to put together on multiple 16s, it was night and fucking day. And again, I'm not disrespecting M. I'm not saying M ain't nice. M is very fucking nice.
The thing about the game is
the
game's not original. So the game, he has to take somebody's flow and he'll do it really good, but he's not original. That's what hurt the game. But he's talented, but the game capping when he said he better. Game's not better than Eminem.
I didn't say he's better than Eminem.
No, I ain't say you said. I said the game was capping when the game said he was better than Eminem.
What I'm saying is, I believe that if Eminem, because most of the times, and that's why you see Eminem's latest music has not evolved and it's kind of trash compared to Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, and all of the shit in the past. M has basically recycled the same shit over and over and over again.
Low key, I can't get into J. Cole. I believe he's a talented guy, but I can't get into his music. It seems like he's saying things for approval.
J. Cole,
he's good though. Don't get me wrong. He says some fire.
He has potential to be great, but I think he's just a very good MC. Yeah. I think he's just a very good MC. Like, I'm not gonna put him in the great category, but I think he's very good because, you know, I've been listening to Blueprint 3 a lot as of late. Ross knows this. And J. Cole, if you want to know how J. Cole come very, 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 very strong, listen to A Star Is Born, man. That's probably the best set of 16s he put together. And even then, it wasn't like overwhelming. It was just good. Like, you could tell, like, he had to step up the level because, you know, he was basically on a track with Jay. And then, like, you know, when he had the song on his album that he made to impress Nas, you could tell that he was basically trying to force it because even Nas called his ass out. Nas told him in the beginning, yo, man, I think you're doing a little bit too much. I really don't like the route that you're taking here. I think your 16s are not all the way put together. So he had to go back to the drawing board just to kind of prove. So it goes back. I'm saying all of that to say that Ross
that's
is right.
One person's opinion, bro. Like, I don't like the fact that he did that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, if what you doing is working and you like what you're doing, I'll do respect to you, Nas. Fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Why would you go out your way to try to prove something to that nigga? These are just human beings.
Yep.
That's how I live my life. I don't give a fuck how much I respect you. If I'm doing something I like and people like it, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll be like Nipsey Hussle coming out and trying to rap and trying to prove something. Nipsey Hussle was Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
That's how they talk in South Central. That's the lingo.
Yep.
He's rapping to his people, and this just don't happen to go global. You don't change how you doing shit. This somebody don't like it. It don't even matter if they got clout.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why I always like Kanye's mindset, because there's a lot of things that Kanye did JayZ didn't like. JayZ wanted him to change. He's like, nah, man, I'm gonna do this shit because my name's on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they said, don't do 808s no more. My album's called 808s and Heartbreaks. It was like, man, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do. I respect you, but you're not gonna change how I do shit.
And rightfully so.
You know,
if your vision and your thought process is going somewhere and it's going in a place creatively, you got to do what works for you, man. You can't just shut shit down because a person is telling you. But one thing that I always liked about Kanye West is when Kanye West was basically coming out lyrically as a rapper, and he was trying to make sure that everything, and that was in the beginning. After a while, that shit stopped. I think it stopped immediately. But in the beginning, when he was coming out, because there's a thing when you come out, you want to make sure everything's on point or whatever. You know, he'll be in the studio with JayZ, and JayZ will be like, "Well, I think you could do it this way. I think you could switch it up that way." And then Kanye West, because of the cadence of the rap, he would make the little quick adjustment or whatever. But
yeah, what the fuck he gonna do? At that point, he tried to get signed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck he gonna do? You know what I mean? He gonna say no and not get on the song? Like, yeah. But once you establish,
you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to do all of that, man. You don't need to do all that. Now you can go off of your own whim.
And JayZ's paying the cost to be able to tell him to do that, because JayZ's the one's funding the album. So JayZ can't tell him that.
Yep.
Nas wasn't funding.
And then it's a track you know how certain artists are when it's a track that they're on, because their name is on the track, they want the track to be a certain way. It is what it is. That's just like Kanye. Kanye's to the level, and he's been at that level forever now, to where if you get on a track with him, he's gonna want your bars to be a certain way. Like Soulja
Yeah.
Boy. Soulja Boy came on, and Soulja Boy was trying to come in with some garbage ass variation of how he was gonna do the bars. And you know what Kanye did? Kanye pulled his ass. He pulled that shit off. He was like, nah, that shit was trash.
Make
Without
sure
even
y'all
saying
don't.
it was
Make sure
trash.
y'all donate to motivate, man. Make sure y'all donate to motivate, bro.
Exactly. Because
Now, as far as
Nori said, so did Soldier Boy's 16 get on? No. Basically, he was basically saying the shit was trash. So when you get to a certain level and you have a certain standard of how your music is done, a motherfucker gotta come correct on your shit. If they don't come correct on your shit, at the end of the day, it's your namesake. So you have the right to tell a motherfucker no.
and now that we're on the topic of trash, I don't believe women are trash per se, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe a lot of women do a lot of trash shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But and you are what you do consistently. I just think that not all of them are trash, but a good majority of them do a lot of trash shit, particularly how they deal with shared custody with children, man.
Mm-hmm.
How they deal with manipulation, how they can't
Mm-hmm.
just come out and say what they want. I don't when people don't just come out and say what they want, I automatically know how I gotta treat them, man.
Yep.
Because you gotta wake up early in the morning to manipulate me, man. I'm talking about early. I'm talking about you can't go to sleep, nigga. You gotta be up all night to get me. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yep.
you alluding to shit, alluding, never saying what you want, I know how to play you because you think you slick. You know what I'm saying? And if you
Yep.
think you slick, you're gonna realize I'm a can of fucking oil. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Can't slick me, goddamn it. And you gotta and when people are like, and not just women, some niggas is like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is coming out saying, "Hey man, hey, I would like for you to do this," but they're like, "Hey," they would start, they're inferring it. They bring it up. They bring it up. They bring it up.
Yep.
Then they might finally get the balls to say, "Man, it would be nice if you did this." Like, bro, we've been talking about this shit for the last 3 months, bro. Would you just say
Yep.
what the fuck you want? And when they say it, I just be like, no. Cause motherfucker, like, bro, at this point, you don't respect me enough to just say what you want.
Yep.
If that you wanna know why people do that? Why a bitch will do that? A woman will allude to shit but never come out and say it. Because when you do it, they don't want to feel obliged to doing it back.
Exactly.
So they want to be able to say, I never asked you to do that.
Yep. Now
That's why
I'm gonna preference it and make it and specify it because I think it's very clear. I don't think all women are trash, but I think modern day women are fucking trash. I think they are horse fucking shit and horse fucking manure. And there's a saying that says if it sounds like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. If you got a trashy fucking mind and your mind is filled with pile of trash, you are fucking horse shit manure fucking trash in my mind. You cannot sit here and tell me you're a housewife. I'm a guy that commands between 100 200K. I got businesses. I got multiple real estate going on. I got all kinds of shit going on and shit like that. I see myself as a fucking 9 to 10. I'm always in the fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm valued to the net pool of women as 9 to fucking 10. I'm 40. Ross is the only other guy I know that's blessed like that. I'm 40. I look like I'm down there between 24 and 26. That's what I always get, especially when I get a fucking haircut. So I don't got time to be dealing with certain shit where you tell me you're a housewife because you look a certain way and then you are 8 on fucking Instagram. First of all, you numbers below me. You're a fucking 8. And then you turn around, you do your little IG fillers, and that puts you what? Between the 9 and the fucking 10, and you think you have the nerve to tell me I'm out of your fucking league. You're a housewife. You don't bring nothing to the fucking table. All you bring to the table is get on your fucking knees and suck me the fuck up. That's what you bring to the fucking table. A lot of these women are trash in their minds because they don't bring shit to the fucking table and they want you to do everything. They look at a lot of guys as lesser than them. Even biblically, it tells you men and women are not on the same level. When God was giving provisions and he was telling Adam, be fruitful and multiply, it was Adam that he gave that provision to. Never gave it to Eve. Last time I checked, Eve had been passed away. Adam married another woman, had more kids, and even at his age where he was a lot older, it's as if when he was getting older, he was younger. This is what people don't understand. If a man takes care of himself and a man is doing what he's supposed to, and a man is basically on point, as he gets older, he gets more attractive. Women have a fucking ceiling. They have a wall. They have a gap that they hit. And that's what a lot of motherfuckers don't understand. But a lot of modern day,
truth be told, that's because they have that
the menopause.
Nah, they had that rebellion and all that shit catch up to them. If women were doing what they supposed to be doing, they would age gracefully too.
That's true.
There's a lot of beautiful, radiant, old ass black women who got gray hair, thick as hell, in perfect shape. If you ever talk to those women, they're the nicest women you're ever gonna meet.
I absolutely agree with that.
If they got a husband, they're super submissive to their husband. They're not trying to be a man. When a woman's trying to be a man, she take away from her own beauty.
Yep.
And she add age to her life.
The problem is the modern day woman, they automatically out the gate have this mindset that they have to have exuding masculine energy. They have to come out that they have to tell you how things are. They have to dictate the terms. That's already a trash mindset. So that already puts you in the trash fucking pile as fucking trash. Because when a woman acts feminine and a woman acts in her submissive role and she acts in her role of submission, that's power there. Nobody's telling you that you need to be forced, or nobody is telling you that they need to put a gun to your head. They need to treat you this way. They need to treat you that way. But people got to understand. And when I say people, I'm talking about women. They have to understand there's a reason why men are able to carry the burdens that they're able to carry. Don't you notice when women go out there and they work hard jobs and they work 2 or 3 jobs, they end up having a lot of health issues, high blood pressure, a lot of physical ailments or whatever. Men could do this shit in their sleep and won't have the same problems because we are built a certain way to handle certain things that women are not built to handle. These are facts. And then every time a woman wants to say, well, I want to pay the cost to be a boss, I want to pay the cost to do this, when they do that shit, you'll notice one pattern that happens to all of them. After a while, Ross, don't they say, oh, this shit is too hard. It's too heavy. I can't carry this mantle. This shit is, I didn't know it was hard like this. That's because it was never meant for you to carry that shit in the motherfucking first place.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right. And low key, it's kind of like, I don't know how many of y'all keep up with Snowfall, but it's like how Aunt Louie is. Aunt Louie throwing away a thing that's perfectly set up for her to make millions of dollars just because she want to be in charge and she want to tell Franklin what to do. And that's the average modern woman. They want to submit to anybody except for a black man. They'll submit to another woman. They'll submit to a person that don't even know whether they're a man or a woman. They'll submit to that white man at work, to that white woman at work. They do not want to come home and submit to their own man because there's a resentment there. That's why people got to go to therapy and get that shit out. There's a resentment of the black man.
Yep.
So the only men that can have around them is men who digress their masculinity.
Yep. Men
who subdue themselves, make themselves small so they can be big.
Yep. Basically, the man has to effeminize himself. He has to activate into his estrogen levels. He has to sit there and basically feminize himself just to appease her. And then what she's going to turn around and do, not respect that guy and still go and fuck the guy who she supposedly says is toxic masculinity. That's where you get these terms from. You're such a toxic male. No, it's because he's not doing what you tell him to do. He's not appeasing to your quote unquote demands. So you label him. Then you label him narcissist. You label him as a sociopath. You give him these inflammatory terms because of the fact that you cannot control him and you cannot put him in a box. So basically, you want to put him in a position where you have to tell him this because at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. You find him mysterious. You can't handle him. You can't control him. And at the same time, you want to sit there and you want to say these things because you always want to try to see, can I tame him? Can I get him to do what I want him to do? And then ultimately, if he succumbs to that and he ultimately does it, then you don't want him no more. You see how fucked up the mentality is? This is why I say there's a difference. I mean, even in the last decade, man. A decade ago, I was telling Ross this offline. A decade ago, the women were way more submissive than the women that are now. I don't know what kind of trash is being fed in these motherfuckers' mind. I don't know what people in DMs and social media,
Nah,
OnlyFans.
it's not even that. Each decade it get worse and worse because these women are raising the next women.
Yep.
They are raising the next women, and in their circle, they're the opposite of our circle. Our circle, a man wants children. We tell all the kids all the mistakes that we made, so they don't got to make the mistakes, right? Like when my daughter turned 18 years old, I'm gonna tell her every mistake I ever made in my life.
Yep.
It's not for her to know now. She's still a girl. When you're 16, you're growing into being a woman, but you still got a girl mind.
Yep.
So as she get older, but if she eventually gonna know everything I ever done in my life, that I feel fucked up, right? So she can learn from it. But women teach the opposite, that they never did anything wrong and everything happened to them was somebody else's doing.
Yep.
They was just a victim. And if there's no man in the house, you usually got a cycle of children who are being raised to be victims and shit just happened to me and woe is me and watch out for these guys and you don't need no man for nothing. All you need is, you know what I'm saying? And then they raise the next generation. And nobody's taking any accountability for anything they do because there's no man to enforce accountability. Everybody's just doing their own thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing their own thing. Back in the day where people think people used to sit at the table and eat dinner because that's what mom wanted. It wouldn't matter what the fuck mom wanted. They did that shit because dad said be at the fucking table.
Yeah.
Children be doing whatever the fuck they want to do with their moms. Once you get to a certain age, it's about your father, man. Like them little badass kids be running around. She get home, wait till your father get home. They sit down and shit. It's the father that enforced the accountability to everybody in the crib.
Yep.
That's the reason why you have a nation of people with no accountability. That's why they took the man at the house.
Yep.
Because they know a woman got a breaking point, and sometimes she gotta let shit go so she don't lose herself mentally. A woman can't deal with the pressure we deal with day to day. Like
nope.
That's why when they try to be the man of the house, they always fold under pressure.
Pressure.
Because pressure was built for shoulders, not hips.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Their pressure is different. Their pressure is supposed to be micromanaging, making sure you're straight as a man.
Yep.
They were supposed to be getting their pressure from their husband, not from the world.
Yep. Making sure their kids are well fed at the damn house.
You know what I'm saying? Take care of the crib. Make sure the people eating right. Blase, this and third.
Yep.
But they decided to put on a man's pants. They didn't want to complain about being a man.
And look what ended up happening. They have the highest rates of health issues because of them doing that. Because a lot of stress creates a lot of things that naturally you wouldn't have if you didn't put yourself in these positions. And here's the other thing too, to hear disturbing from modern day women. Well, I see my mom cook for my dad, and I see my mom prepare my dad's food, and I look at guys I'm talking to right now. I say, if you ever tell me to do some shit like that, I'm gonna leave your ass. And those motherfuckers, those dudes should turn around and leave their ass right there on the spot. Because if you don't know how to serve your man, you don't know how to cook for your man, you don't know how to take care of your man from that standpoint, what fucking good are you? You're trash. This is why I say the trash. This is why I call them trash. Because the mentality is trash. Because a woman that doesn't have a trash mentality is going to do the things that are asked of her naturally. You are created to be a helpmeet. That means helper, support her.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they got to be raised to do that. You know what I'm saying? And they mother set them up. That's why there's a lot. Believe it or not, there's a lot of women that's coming back to the way shit's supposed to be because they realize their mothers didn't do them no favors by teaching that shit, and they try to realize it ain't all dad's fault. Some of this shit was you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's because they got guys like me and you that's putting them in their fucking place more and more.
Right. That's what happened. And that's why I said men set the tone. We set the tone of accountability everywhere, not just your house. Whenever you dealing with a woman and she do certain shit and you let her get off, you just now basically you now basically became a crush to that woman.
Yep.
Because you let her say that and do that and feel she could do that, you just made her worse.
Yep.
You just made her worse. When a woman says something that's totally unfair, you gotta say something. You can't be, oh, this is a woman ain't gonna say nothing. But thing is, you have to learn how to say things without losing your cool.
Yep.
You gotta say like, nah, that don't make sense. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
And just go back to what you're doing. There don't gotta be no loud. You don't gotta yell, scream. You could just be me. What I do, I'm naturally adverse to anything a woman say, even if it makes sense. I'm naturally adverse to it. Then I'll come along, and if it makes sense, I will just do it. I won't say yes, I'm gonna do it. And no, if it makes sense, I will just they'll just see me doing it.
Yep.
And if it don't make sense, I'll be like, that don't make. That's why I speak. That don't make sense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't always be so. Can't just acquiesce to every fucking thing nobody say. Yep. Especially not a woman, because with a woman or a manipulative man, that's a weakness if you acquiesce to them.
Yep.
And you could be doing it just because they're right. But if you acquiesce too fast, they'll be like, oh, it's something click in their mind to where it's game time. It's time to play games with this nigga.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're absolutely right about that, because people are manipulative. And here's the thing, and that's on both sides of the aisle. But here's the thing. My thing is very simple. If a woman's not going to act right, destroy her fucking ego, man. Be the motherfucker to destroy that shit right there on the spot and get her to realize where she truly belongs. It's okay for everyone to know where your true scale is at in the world. And I don't mind reminding you what your true and most properest levels, truest and most properest levels is at. Because I listen to people very clearly and take in everything they say. And if you tell me you a housewife, shit. And then you want to sit here and say, you out of my league. Oh, you going to get done the fuck up right then and there on the spot. Quick, fast, in a hurry like UPS. A woman should be checked right there on the spot anytime they get out of line. You should never delay your checkings. Your check-in should always come quick, swift, and firm, because it sends the message that you're not the one to be fucked with. A lot of guys let a lot of shit go off radar and a lot of shit happen, and they just let these women talk to them any kind of way. No, you got to stop them right there in their fucking tracks. If you sitting here and you pumping your ego, making it seem like I didn't live my life for X amount of years and I didn't experience what I experienced in my life X amount of years, it's okay to remind a motherfucker, you're the middle of the fucking barrel. You're not the best that I've dealt with. And you will be surprised how the motherfucker will start her up real quick and be like, especially on the FaceTime, they FaceTime with you and be like, what? What'd you just say? Oh, you didn't hear me? I'm going to say it again. You are middle of the barrel. It's okay to tell a motherfucker that shit and let their ass fucking know right there on the spot, because it sends a quintessential message to them that they're not what they thought that they were, and they need to be knocked down a few pegs. You got a lot of women out here that are 4s walking around like they fucking 8s. That are 4s walking around like they fucking 10s. I mean, it's ridiculous. The level of validation that men have given them. And that's why it goes back to what Tom Ross is talking about when he says we have to set the tone. If we're not setting the tone and letting them know their truest and their most properest levels, they're going to act up and their ego is going to be inflated. And their ego is going to have to be crushed so that they know what their truest and their most properest levels is, and they come correct. If you notice, a man that doesn't pay a woman no mind will always get an obedient, submissive woman that's going to see all of the good in him. But a man that's sitting there making the woman seem like she's above him, she's not going to see the good in you. She knows what she's going to see in you. She's going to see that you're a do fucking boy. She's going to see that you're a pushover. And then she's going to keep pushing your buttons. She's going to keep trying you. And don't be surprised she start disrespecting you in front of people. That's the most flagrant sign of her showcasing to you she really don't give two flying fucks about you.
Right. That's the truth.
And that's why I say a lot of these women nowadays, a lot of them are trash because they have a lot of them have trash mindsets and they have to be reprogrammed. I'm not saying that they can forever be trash. They can basically trash you. Just because you're trash now don't mean you're going to be trash tomorrow. You can always be untrashed, but you just need to deal with the right motherfucker that's gonna untrash your mindset.
It ain't gonna be me. I'm not gonna raise somebody else's daughter. But think about it is a lot of black niggas think they gotta, if they're 40, they think they gotta date somebody that's 40.
Yep.
Don't necessarily gotta do that. The
Yep.
women in your age group might be set in their ways, and you might not be able to deal with them. You might have to deal with somebody who's 30 or somebody who's 25 years old.
Facts.
Who have the mindset that you need to work with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and because this the gas they hit us with. It's gaslighting. When a woman dates somebody young, nobody says nothing. But when a black man dates somebody who's younger, who's of age but younger, they say, "Oh, he must be a pedophile. He's dating somebody younger."
Yeah.
A pedophile is dating somebody underage.
Yep.
Not somebody younger than them.
Facts.
But they do that. They do that because if you know you could date a younger woman, it takes them off the market.
Yep.
It makes them not competitive anymore.
Yep.
So what do a young woman what's her biggest fear? Being replaced by a younger version of herself. That's why a lot of women hate their daughters.
Yep.
Their daughters don't even know that some women are sick and actually hate their daughter because they see their daughter as replacing them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right. And then the other toxic version of it is, speaking to your point, is when they see that you're dating somebody younger, they start gaslighting you and telling you, "Oh, because you can't handle somebody of my age." No, it's because someone of your age is toxic as fuck.
First of all, bitch, you're a human. You're not an animal. I should have to handle you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody saying you can't handle me or you can't handle this conversation, they're uncivilized, man.
Yep.
Who are you to? Why should I handle you? You handle dogs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You handle dogs.
There's a movie called Fantastic Beasts. That's what they are, Fantastic Beasts.
Like you don't handle humans.
Yep.
If I gotta handle you, I don't need you. You should be able to handle your fucking self.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody
handles my job to handle you. You too grown
handle
for that.
you, bitch. Like, no, you gonna get with the program, or you gonna get left at the station, man. The train taking off without you.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Exactly. And that's why I say the modern day female, to me, you know, and it may not necessarily be all modern day female, because there are some modern day females out there that were raised the right way. I'm sure there are. They're raised to be submissive. We can't just sit there and say every motherfucker. But if we're generalizing it and we're looking at it from a general sum, a lot of these motherfuckers are just trash because they have a trash mindset. And then when they come in with this trash mindset, they meet somebody like a Ross, they meet somebody like a me, and then they get put in a fucking place because of the trash mindset that they've acquired, the manure that they've picked up, the horse shit that they've carried on year in and year out. And then they get mad at us because we're telling them, no, that shit is not going to happen over here. The buck's going to stop over here. And then it's like a shell shock, because to be honest with you, when they exude those trash behaviors and trash mindsets, they don't get resistance.
They don't.
So when you give them resistance, this is when now you start dealing with masculine energy that comes immediately behind that. And then when they realize that you're the most masculine motherfucker in the room because you are the male, then that shit fucks with them at the highest levels.
Yep.
Then they don't know what to do with that. And that's the
what
reality.
They're supposed to do is submit, but they've been taught by American society and Europeanism that they get supposed to rebel. So now they have what they call it's called a cognitive dissonance.
Yep.
So they have a splitting of what they should be doing.
Yep.
A moment of confusion.
Yep.
Because they naturally want to submit.
Yep.
Society's telling them that a man should be submitting to them.
Yep.
So now they're fighting against their own natural reaction to masculinity.
Exactly.
And that's why you have a lot of women who are confused. They don't know what the fuck they want.
Exactly.
They don't know what they want. And since they don't know what they want, they think they're supposed to have everything just in case they're wrong. Yep. But that's not how life goes. You either go have the dude who does everything you say, or you're gonna have to learn how to be cooperative and be submissive.
And you could be confused all you want. We over here, you're gonna get unconfused real fucking quick. And if you don't get unconfused real fucking quick, there's the motherfucking door. It's that simple. Either you unconfuse yourself quick, or we're not gonna sit here and tolerate the toxicity, and we tell you there's the motherfucking door right there. So you got to pick and choose over here. And that's the pick and choose that you have. You don't have a third option. It's red or blue fucking pill. There ain't no purple pill here. You either choose to acquiesce, unfucking confuse yourself, or get the fuck up out of here and go right back into that bubble matrix and deal with somebody that's gonna deal with your bullshit. It's that fucking simple.
Yeah, but Big Spell, you're right. This is exactly what Cam Newton was trying to say. So many people, what we do in our community is we don't care about what's the truth anymore. All we look for is shit that we agree with. Yep. And when we don't hear something we agree with, we take what's being said and we frame it in a way to where it's no longer even what the fuck is being talked about. And now you talk about something altogether different. You know what I'm saying? So they took Cam Newton's statement that a lot of women don't know how to be submissive. It's a he hate women. How do you get one thing out of the other?
Yeah, exactly.
But to that, how he hate women? Because he said he don't approve of how they act.
Because Ross, the modern day woman, the reason why I say most of them are trash is because when they hear the word submission, they cringe. They're being told in their brains that the word submission is a disastrous word to them. I've heard them talk about it. Submission means that basically I'm your slave. What the fuck?
Okay, then you're a slave when you go to work. Then you don't think you're a slave. You really is a slave at work. You don't think that way about work.
Exactly.
You think that way about a relationship.
Exactly.
And legally, you is a slave. These motherfuckers say and when you look in your contract, they tell you, man, we could get rid of you at any time you want.
Any given time. We could add any reason. Motherfucking ass.
For any reason. Right or wrong. But until we do that, you belong to us, man.
Exactly.
And through these times.
Yep.
From 9 to 5, your ass better be here.
Yep.
If you ain't here, you need a slip. Yep. Basically, that's a slave letter. Nigga said, I could be off the plantation.
Yep.
Niggas don't understand it, bro. And anything, they turned the plantation and they made the world a plantation. That's what niggas not understanding. They took the shit off the slave plantation and made an industrial environment. That's what we working in now. Before they used to have prisons. They created prisons for black people, man. They ain't have prisons, man, because they had slave quarters. Once they couldn't do that shit no more, they created prisons. That's the other part of the industrial slave system.
Yep. And that's why you got to filter these motherfuckers out, man. You have to filter women out in 3 categories: cooperation, activity, and excitement. The cooperation element is like the beginning element of it. It's like basically when we go into the intro mode of seeing how cooperative this motherfucker is going to be to me. That's very important. You start filtering these motherfuckers out, your close rate is going to be 90 to 100% because especially when you're a guy like me and Ross that are of high value and we just don't have fucking time to be bullshitting because we're either on our purpose, we're content creating, we got shit going on, we got our jobs or whatever. And let me tell you something. You filter these motherfuckers out, you will save yourself a lot of time. A lot of guys want to sit here and take motherfuckers out on dinner dates and do all of this other shit. A woman has to work her way to get to the date part. A lot of times you'd be surprised as a guy if you could just tell a woman, hey, you want to come over to my spot or I'll go over to your spot. You will be very fucking surprised how many times the motherfucker, if they're into you, they will acquiesce and say yes. Because let's be honest here, we are adults. While you sitting here taking them out on a dinner date, somebody's blowing their fucking back out. Somebody's not taking them out on the dinner date.
Right.
Somebody got them over at their house, legs fucking spread open, doing Brokeback Mountain on their ass. So this whole mindset where guys think that we need to do things like we did conventionally back in the day, you need to erase that shit out your head. You could quickly, hey, Netflix and chill, come over to my honeycomb hideout. You'd be surprised how many times a motherfucker, if they're into you, they will do the shit. And guess what? you've already succeeded at the fact that they're in a vulnerable state. They coming over to your spot. You basically you doing what you got to do. You saying the right things. You shooing in their ears the right fucking way. You getting that ass. You getting the box because they're already in a position. They're already in a personal space where the shit is accessible. But a lot of motherfuckers want to take these motherfuckers out. Listen, man, there's a lot of women out here that's eating free food 5 days a week. You can't be a beta male, man, and be part of that group and take these motherfuckers out on a dinner date. And they're sitting here today, Red Lobster. The next day, they had fucking.
Especially if you know low key, you don't got it like that.
Yeah.
If you don't got it like that, put it this way. This is why a lot of niggas fucking up too. They not being real, man. If you don't got it like that, then you supposed to do what's in your budget. And that's a quick way to know what type of bitch you fucking with. Because if she talk about I want to go to Ruth Chris, he's like, man, we're not going to Ruth Chris. You paying for Ruth Chris?
Exactly.
You know, we're not going to Ruth Chris. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And if there's a problem, first of all, you ain't even spending your money. If it's a problem the way I spend my money, you already know how you can't only go so far with this bitch anyway. Yep. Just be yourself. If you pop, you broke at the moment, let it be known.
Yep.
Because the bitch that fuck with you when you broke is one you need to be fucking with anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and that's where coming over to my spot, we could do. Listen, man, she's gonna eat. Look, come over to my spot. We can DoorDash. That's why we have fucking DoorDash now, man. Come over to my spot. You can chill. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna Netflix and chill. We're gonna fucking DoorDash. And if you got a nice pad, that is a date. It's just a date at your fucking place. You know what I'm saying? It's a date at your fucking place, and it puts everybody in a comfortable state. And guess what? Now you do what you got to do. You say the right things, and you react the way you're supposed to, and you be masculine as fuck. You fucking. It's that simple. Because we're grown-ups here, man. Now I could understand women who, you know, now there's levels, right? There's women out there, you know, they would be considered a 9 or a 10 or whatever. Maybe it might take 2, but shit, you shouldn't let no more than 3 fucking dates, man. That's my rule. 2, no more than 3 fucking dates. Okay, you at a certain level, you command a certain thing, but listen, man, by the 3rd fucking date, if shit ain't happening, lose my fucking number, man. I ain't dealing with your ass.
Low key, I just go on one date.
Yeah.
I just go on one date, and then after that, if she don't call me back to try to hang out again and shit, then I'll never see her again.
There you go.
I go on one date and I don't call him, and I don't text him. Straight up.
That's it.
I feel like, man, I feel like I should have made a good impression the first time.
There you go.
Ain't nothing I'm gonna see on this phone that's gonna make you feel any more better than you felt when you first met me.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And they hit me back. We can hang out, but ain't no more dating shit. We kicking it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like for me, and I like the fact that Ross said that with the one and done, because that's just straightforward. Me, if on the second time we, you know, it's shit getting steamy, we kissing and shit like that, we having long kiss sessions and shit like that. I know it's leading to something, so I could push that shit out about 2. But by the time the 3rd time rolled around and you on some, like there was this girl, man, we were really into each other, whatever. We were starting filling each other up and everything. And it got to around the 3rd time, and this motherfucker had to tell me, I guess that was her rule, whatever bullshit rule she had, but she said some shit about, you know, I just have a 3-month rule, you know, like I don't let somebody touch me in 3 months. You know what I told her? Get the fuck out of my place. I said it just like that.
Yeah.
What?
What? Fuck is you here for?
It what?
You
Get the fuck out of my place.
You got a 3-month rule. I don't got a 3-month rule.
Yeah. That shit shocked the hell out of her. I was like, get the fuck out of my place. I'm not waiting 3 months to get your box. We already done did all this kissing, all this. Man, get the fuck out of here. Motherfucker been blowing me up ever since. No, I don't play these games. Your rules are your rules. They don't apply to me. If we've already been kissing, steaming, I'm touching up on your box, you touching up on my shit, we need to be fucking. It's that simple.
Right.
We're grown-ups here. Because let's be honest here. Somebody else is beating your shit down. Would you gonna treat me like the motherfucker that can't beat your shit down? Get the fuck out of here, man.
I had a girlfriend who I guess she didn't like the direction the relationship was going. So this bitch out of the blue was like, yeah, mind you, we having sex raw all the time, whatever. She's like out the blue, she was just like, yeah, I think we need to take a break from having sex out and just at there. And I was like, you know what? It's over. Because at this point, it's some shit going on. Either you trying to control me, you sex to control me, or you fucking with another nigga and you don't want to be fucking with me at the same time. There's something going on. And man, I ain't playing these games, so I ain't going from fucking you every night to playing these games to shoot the where. Like, nah, man. If you feel that way, so fucking be it.
There you go.
We can't be together. I can't go from fucking to you talking about you want to go on a you want to be abstinent. What the fuck they gotta do with me?
Yep.
You want to be abstinent. I don't. So you gotta find a nigga that's gonna deal with that. I ain't dealing with it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And that motherfucker that taught that 3-month rule bullshit. 3 days later, I put her ass on 3-day no contact. 3 days later, she hit me up. Hey, you know, can I come by? And then I got the box. I mean, it's very simple. I don't play games with people. You're not gonna treat me like no redheaded fucking stepchild. We're not gonna play games here. Because at the end of the day, somebody's beating it down. So what? I'm gonna be left out of the equation? We grown ups here, man. I'm not no fucking kid, and you're not no fucking kid. So don't play these kid games. I don't got time for kid games. And that's what motherfuckers need to understand. And see, this is what separates guys like me and Ross that have the 90. We giving you guys the 90 to 100% closure rate. This is how you get your 90 to 100% closure rate. You get it by being brutally honest and not playing no fucking games and not playing around. When you start playing games, you start playing around, guess what? Your closing rate is going to be extremely low because you want to sit there and acquiesce. They tell you, well, next time around, and then next time around, turn around 6 months later. And then after 6 months, they give you a pity fuck that don't even feel good. You did all this work for 6 months. Then she fuck you. She don't even go down on you. She don't even do nothing special.
At the end of the day, it don't matter how good the pussy is. After 6 months, it's never gonna be worth it. Exactly. So she could be bad. She could have the coldest. I did this shit while I was a young nigga. I used to always play the long game with bitches because I always had bitches I was fucking every day. So I played the long game with like 8 bitches, but that's how you get the pussy. You like, what?
Yep.
What happened, man? This shit was trash. It's not even the fact that it's trash. It's the fact that in your mind, you like, this wasn't worth waiting for, bro.
It wasn't worth the anticipation.
I was on the phone with her all these nights for this.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like.
And then you start fucking the motherfuckers lazy as fuck. They just turn over on one side and then you got to do all the work. What kind of shit is that? You're not even turning around. You're not getting on your fucking knees. You're not sucking me up like the world is about to end. I mean, take your ass on, man.
Yeah, man. So
take your ass the fuck on, man. You ain't twerking. You ain't doing nothing that you supposed to do. You sitting there just, oh well, you know, here's my ass is popped up. You do, man. Listen, man.
The only time acquiescing
to the fuck out of here.
The only time acquiescing to a woman gonna get you the pussy is she's super masculine. And she one of those I'm a queen, I'm a goddess type bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Those super masculine, I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I worship the sun type bitches. Those bitches, you could get pussy if you acquiesce to them and kiss their ass and shit because that turned them on.
Yep.
But a feminine woman want to be told no. She want to say that shit because then she can stand tall when she's next to her friends. So yeah, but she want to be told no.
Yep.
That's why they push the line to see if you're gonna let them do that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'll give y'all something that just happened to me this weekend out at the strip club a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Stripper gave me I traded her some money for some ones. I sat down to tip. I ain't see her. She was somewhere else. Yep. Apparently she was dancing somewhere else. Yep. I tipped till the money was gone and I went to the bar and she pressed me like, man, I gave you that money to tip me. I like, you didn't give me no money. I gave you solid bills and you gave me singles.
Exactly.
You didn't do me a favor. They said, yeah, you owe me some money because you put a tip that with me. And I just stopped talking to her for the rest of the night. Mind you, I had already got her number. She texted me all night about this shit, and I'm like acting like she not even there no more. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm the only nigga in the strip club that did that to her. She was bad.
Yep.
But I'm not finna go back and forth over no goofy shit. Like, bro, like you ain't gonna gaslight me to go into my pocket and give you some money. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Salute, Ramon Clark. Hey, Ross too. Ross teaching y'all too, man. Shit. And Ross right here teaching you, man. That's my Double Dragons True Alpha brother right here. This man is teaching and preaching. But let me tell you guys something. I met this girl yesterday at the gym, man. You know, I was working out hard or whatever. This is when you know you comfortable in your own skin. I was working out so hard, huffing and puffing. Ross, you know what that shit is. When you work out that hard, there's no way for you to have your masculine voice because you're too busy huffing and fucking puffing, right? So I was so comfortable in my skin, I just didn't. My masculine voice wasn't protruding because I was huffing and puffing. She was like, I can see that, you know, you worked out hard or whatever. And then next thing you know, we kind of just talked real quick. I asked her name, and then I said to her, "Oh, you're cute." You know, I always use the cute shit. It's kind of like the cute shit is kind of like a I call it a double-edged sword compliment because it fucks with women, especially women that consider themselves women. No woman want to be called cute. They want to be called something else. They're like, "Oh, you're cute. You know, let me get your number." And then she was like, "Cute? I'm not a little kid." I said, "So what you want me to say?" She was like, "Oh, I thought you was gonna say I was pretty or whatever." I said, "I don't think you're pretty. That's not what came out of my mouth. What came out of my mouth is you're cute. So do you want me to get your do you want to take my number or not?" And see me, I'm so confident. I don't take women's numbers, man. I don't do shit like that. I've told Ross that offline. I just give them my fucking number because I'm confident that they gonna call me.
Yeah, low key, I be doing. Yeah, low key, I be doing that shit too. Now, I'm not against taking a woman number.
My
but
nigga.
I put it this way, I never asked for a woman number.
There you go, my nigga. You see, that's how I know we Double Dragons True
If
Alphas.
she give it to me, she take my phone and she put it in there. I never ask for a woman number.
And I'm not against giving my number either, but I like to put the burden and the responsibility on their ass because they'll do that shit to you all day, every day. When I was younger, I used to be the one to say, "Well, let me get your number." No, fuck all that shit. I'm putting that burden on your ass. Here, and then she hand me the phone. This is how you know when a woman has so high interest in you. She hand me her fucking phone, and say, "Here." She pull that shit in my face. "Here, you put the number in." I put the number in, put my name in. Then she's hit me up with some shit about, I'm busy, so it's not like I'm gonna call you the next day. I said, "Well, you may not find me." I said, "When you call me, you may not find me because whatever version of busy you think you are, I'm probably 100 times busier than you." She's like, "Excuse me, yeah, I'm 100 times busier than you. So whatever busy you think you is,
man. If you listen to bitches, every bitch in the world busy. Like, what the fuck do y'all do? Because I ain't met a woman that ain't busy yet. What do y'all do?
Exactly. I think she wanted to say that as cap to make herself feel busy, special,
bro. That's them trying to make you feel like they fitting you into the schedule.
Exactly. So she was like, "I'm busy," and when I said that to her, I said that shit back there. It fucked her up. I said, "Whatever version of busy you think you are, I'm 100 times busier than you. So when you do respond, don't be surprised if I don't respond. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna respond when it makes sense based on my schedule." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she said, "So what are we gonna do? Where are you gonna take me?" "I'm not taking you nowhere. You can come to my spot." And then after I told her that, she was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds cool." And then she wanted to keep on talking. I said, "Well, didn't I already give you my number? I got to finish my workout." So I went right back to finishing my workout, put my headphones on, and finish my shit. See, when you're comfortable in your own skin, you can do shit like this. And I finished the rest of my workout out. And then this chick waited until I finished my workout. She followed me just to give me a handshake to say it was nice to meet you. This is when you know you just don't give a fuck. Because in my mind, I'm like, I still got a few more sets to do. Like, I'm not done yet. I've already said what I needed to say to you. I need to move on. Like, I need to get back on my shit. I need to get back on my self fucking improvement. But a lot of guys will sit there because they're getting this level of interest and be right there the whole time, basically take away from their workout and still talk to the female. You already got her. She already got your number. What else do you need to fucking do at that point?
Niggas be so thirsty for that attention that they don't want to get away from it.
Exactly.
Like, god damn, bro. Like, gotta start treating people like treating women that they're human beings, man. Would you be that thirsty for a nigga attention? That say, hey man, what's up, man? You like a cool person? I'm new in the city, man. Have a couple of beers. Would you be that thirsty for that? No, you'll get the nigga number if you want to get it. All right, a new drinking partner, a new sports partner to go watch the game with, and you'll go back to your business. You do the women the same way.
Yep.
Excuse what you say? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then, all right, cool. Hey, it's nice meeting you. Call me. Go back to your business, man. Short and brief.
That's it.
Short and brief. Because
at the end of the day, all of this extra talk is not leading to what you want out of the situation. It's leading to nonsensical shit. I'm not here to try to find out your life story or whatever. Now, after I blow your back out a few times, and operative word, a few times, you can start telling me your little backstory. But I don't need your fucking backstory right then and there. I mean, come on, man. What the fuck? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And this is where guys have to get to the position to where they have to lead. Even when it comes to these situations, you got to lead the charge in the situation on how you want the situation to work in your favor. You'll be surprised when you do this, how much more positive reaction you're going to get from women, because women want to be led, man. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say. They want to be led. And you know how I know this? Because I was married for 12 to 14 years. And when I was married, my ex-wife used to always say, so what are we doing? What's the decision you're going to make on this? I know this because I hear it all the time. So what are you deciding here? What are you going to do? She always put that shit on me. Why? Because I'm the fucking man. And I'm going to be decisive as fuck. And I'm going to make the decision. She didn't want the fucking decision. She put the shit on me.
Right.
When you're the man, the decision is going to be put on you because you got to make it. It's like Clint Eastwood, the movie, Good, Bad, or the Ugly. You got to make that fucking decision and then live with the results. If it's a bad decision, you learn from it. If it was a good decision, then you made the good sound decision. And if it's the ugly decision, then guess what? There's something that you could take away from it. And next time your decision will be on ugly. But either way, you decisive as fuck and you made the decision. But you got to make a decision nevertheless. You can't be indecisive.
Mm-hmm. That's right, man. But that's the big hurdle every man has to jump over, or have to learn how to get over, is being decisive and being accountable.
Yep.
Because once you learn you have to be decisive and you learn you have to be accountable, you naturally gonna start holding other people to that standard.
Facts.
So everyone around you in your cipher, everybody around you in your circle, they're gonna have to evolve around the energy you bring, because if you're a decisive, accountable black male, you automatically above the majority of black males, because they ain't shit, but they raised to be victimized, to be victims.
Yep. That's true. And indecisive.
So if you know, it's like me. I was in the Navy 20 years. I know there was niggas working against my betterment, but I couldn't be a victim to the situation. You know about it, you do something about it, and then you get over it. Once you're a victim, they got you, because they got you in a system, in a mental system, to where there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
Victims, there's nothing a victim could do. You can't have that mindset. It's always something you could do.
Yep.
Always something you could do. If it ain't but just stepping away, it's always something you could do to change your situation.
Yeah.
Always. And accountability. And so when you aren't a victim, you're decisive, you make decisions, you're rational, you're gonna automatically, and you'll notice me personally, I don't even track ain't nothing bitches no more, because I carry myself in a certain way. I rub them the wrong way. Women who have nothing going on, because I carry myself a certain way, they know they can't be with a motherfucker like me, because I'm gonna hold them accountable.
Yep.
I'm gonna hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, No, you cannot blow through your money and ask me for $100 out the blue.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, so all right, so we fucking. What that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pay you?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I feel my sex. I feel I should be getting paid for my sex.
Yep.
I gotta pay you. Like, no, anything I do for you is because I feel like it. It has nothing to do with who you are.
Yep.
It's because I feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you live here with me, yeah, I'm paying the rent. I ain't paying your rent. I'll be paying the rent any fucking way.
Exactly.
You stay with me, so the rent paid. Bitch, if you leave, the rent still gonna be paid. I ain't gonna stop paying the rent because you go.
Exactly.
You know like
exactly.
The rent get paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? So and that's the thing, man. Niggas gotta realize, bro. Once you change your energy level, certain type of women you ain't gonna even attract no more.
There you go.
They gonna
because you filtered out all the bullshit.
They gonna
And
be
this is
intimidated by
basically
you.
what Ross is saying. You're filtering out all the bullshit so that you can get people that is basically going to be responsive to what you bring to the table. And you'll realize your pool of women that's going to come your way, it's going to be on some more positivity type shit. You're going to find less and less of a motherfucker that's coming around you on some bullshit, less and less of a motherfucker that's coming around you on some handout shit, less and less of a motherfucker that's coming around you on some gold digging shit, because you demand more. And that's why you filter their ass out. Cooperation. See how cooperative they are. And then once they pass your cooperation level, activity. Shit, FaceTime their ass. I mean, nowadays we have technology. FaceTime a motherfucker, man, and see how they react to you. See their positivity towards you. See how positive they are in the FaceTime interaction. If a motherfucker is excited to see you, you be surprised in a FaceTime how much they will show that shit. You'll be surprised how much they will show how interested they are in you. And in a FaceTime, it's kind of like a face-to-face without the face-to-face. And you get an opportunity to see what the motherfucker is really about. And they can't do this texting, hiding behind impartial text that could mean this and mean that, because now you can ask some questions and look at them dead in their eye through a fucking FaceTime. And then from there, that gives you a good idea after you leave that situation, like, okay, do I really want to deal with this motherfucker face to face? Did the conversation go good enough for me to say I could take it to the next level? And then after that, do the in-person shit, the excitement. Now you're going to see how excited this motherfucker is around you in person. If this motherfucker is in person, one-lining you and short answers, and man, get the fuck out of my house, man. You got time for this bullshit. So you cooperated, you showed activity, and then now you're in front of me, you're not excited. Man, get the fuck out of here. We are not kids. We're grown-ups. You're not going to come over here and not be excited. You wasting my fucking time. That's time that I could be doing a YouTube video. I could be doing the shorts right now. I could be doing a community post. That's what people don't understand. I could be sitting there working on closing a new Airbnb prospect. That's time I could be doing shit like that. And I'm wasting it because your ass want to sit here in that moment and tell me to my face one-liners. So how's your day? How did your day go? Fine. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, we ain't got no one-liners here. If you excited to see me, you're gonna be excited. And that's how you
somebody a question, a grown up, a question, and I get a one-word response, I don't respond. You know what I'm saying? While I'm dealing with a woman, I don't respond. A man, I expect men to be short and be curt. I expect the man to be short. If I ask a nigga, hey man, what's up? He be like, I'm cool. I expect that. If I'm talking to a woman, she give me a one. I seen women get excited to talk to their friend who they claim they don't like, who gossip all the time.
Yep.
If you a chick I'm dealing with and you send me a one word response, I'm not responding to that shit. The conversation, you obviously don't want to talk.
Yep.
I'm talking about I'm not responding, period, until she talk to me again.
Yep.
We'll talk when you're ready to talk. You obviously don't want to talk.
Exactly.
Which I got shit to do. I'm not going to say, actually, you straight.
There you go.
What?
Yep.
No. You gotta, because thing is, then when you start asking the bitch if she's straight every 5 minutes, she gonna say you being worrisome.
Yep.
You being worrisome, you being bothersome. Like ain't nothing wrong. I just don't want to. Like, no, man, I ain't asking you no motherfucking thing. If you got something going on,
for me and Ross's generation, you being a bugger fucking boo. You being a
yeah.
bugaboo.
Like, no, I'm not finna ask you shit.
The
Because
worst thing you want to be viewed as, and see, this is why I say women are so double standard. The worst thing you want to be viewed as is these motherfuckers are creepy. And here's the thing: one woman could view a guy, the same guy's behavior by one woman, depending on the guy, could be from sexy to creepy. And I'm gonna explain why.
If she attracted to you, then it's not creepy.
There you go. Ross said it. You see, I don't even need to explain it. He said it.
That's the reason I don't.
It's sexy.
That's the reason why I don't be honoring women when they get to talk about a nigga was creepy. I don't be honoring that shit because I don't know nothing about that. I wasn't there.
Yep.
Because I know how women is. If the nigga was attractive, a nigga, I see niggas walk up to women to be disrespectful to women.
Yep.
Like shit that I wouldn't do. I don't disrespect women.
Yep.
And bitch don't do shit about it because she attracted to the nigga.
Exactly. And she find it sexy. And tell her friend, man, you see the way he talked to me? That was so sexy. And the same motherfucker that she's not into do the shit. Oh, that he's creepy.
She calling the police on that motherfucker.
Yep. That's why I said they so wayward, dog, in the way that they think. Double standard like motherfuckers. And you gotta know these things. If you know these things and you have an advanced level thinking as a man, and even if you don't have the advanced level thinking, listen to what me and Ross just told you guys, how we broke this shit down. This is how you could decipher the difference between the two scenarios. That's why I don't take what they say for 2 fucking grains or 2 licks. And that's why I say a lot of them are trash, because a lot of them have trash mindsets, double standard mindsets, wayward fucking mindsets. They all over the fucking place. They don't even know where they stand at any given moment on any given situation. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But you can be consistent and you could be logical and you could think from a conventional standpoint. And that's another thing too. You cannot be logical with women. Logic don't work with their ass. That's the worst thing you can fucking do as a man. Be logical with a woman. It's like it's going through one ear, and that shit gonna go out through the other.
I disagree. You could be logical. You can't expect them to be logical. I'm always gonna be logical. I'm not gonna change that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bring my energy down to be feminine with them. I'm gonna be logical. They could be feminine and be illogical. I don't expect the woman to see my logic, but I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna always say it. I expect them to have some pushback when I say some shit that makes totally good sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just ignore it.
Yeah.
If I say something that makes sense, and you're like, oh, but there's one case out of 3 million where I just ignore that shit.
Yeah.
Because I understand, because I'm logical, I understand probability, the statistics, they don't.
And I agree with everything Ross said. Me, I'm just not gonna waste my time and throw logic, because when you're dealing with illogical creatures and they're overgrown fucking children, because a lot of these women, they're overgrown fucking children, man. When you dealing with them, you can't be logical with overgrown children. You ever try to be logical with a child? Man, that shit, unless that child is in a moment where they can receive the information and they are stable and they can listen to you in that moment, man, that's the worst thing to fucking do in that moment. You might as well just let them be, because you know why you let them be? Because you know they don't know fucking better. You know they're a fucking kid. And as a kid, you just let them be. That's how it is with a lot of these women. You just got to let them fucking be, because they don't know what the fuck they want to do in the fucking first place. They're confused as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I don't even get logic. I will be logical with Ross. You know why? Because he's a logical being like me. Men are logical.
We're saying the same thing. You expect logic out of a common man.
Exactly.
I'm logical with everybody. I don't expect logic back from a woman. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So I'm logical, because even with kids, that's the reason why my daughter think differently than most kids her age, because I was logical with her. Did I expect her to be logical back? No. But it's working on her mind. She's learning. So I'm logical as fuck with them, to the point where sometimes they say, you talk to me like I'm stupid. I don't think you dumb. I just realized that I talk this way because at the end of the day, when you double back to the conversation, you're gonna say, oh yeah, he said that. He was right. You might not tell me I was right, but you'll know in your heart I was right, and you'll have to sit with that. You'll have to eat that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me expecting them to do some logical shit, I'm surprised when a woman does shit with rationale. I'm surprised. Like, damn, I thought you was gonna do some off the handle weird shit and try to explain it away. When they do shit that makes sense, I'm like, damn, she did some shit that makes some sense.
Exactly. And we could notice the people in the chat are agreeing. This is why I said this is why we give you guys all of these different nuances of messages, and we give you guys a complete stimulus package of talks, because we know there's a lot of guys that's going through a lot of the same shit that we going through, and a lot of guys that are younger than us, and they need us to school them and teach them some things and teach them a thing or two, because life is not just fucking sports, man. Sports is a small microcosm of life. It's a kind of a way to escape, but the shit that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, going to work, you know what I'm saying, eating, shitting, sleeping, these are things you got to do all the fucking time. And dealing with human beings, dealing with women, this is an all the time type of shit. So you need to know how to deal with it. Juan Council, you just motivated me, so I have to say this, man. That's Juan Romo. That was the dude that donated the other day. So I'm putting it up, Ross. He said he knows the sport. You've been calling it right for 3 years. I'm sure you're talking about Spence here. Now, ever since I've been home from prison, I've been rocking with Earl ever since this Texas. You know why I put that up? Because that just shows you how inspiring we are to people, how people are inspired by us, because, you know, people are going through personal situations or whatever, and they rock with us. They listen to us, man. They listen to what we have to say. And that's why I was telling, when I said that to Ross, at first Ross kind of, I'm not gonna say he disagreed with me. He was a little indifferent at it, but I think after a while he came to the understanding of it. When I said we are celebrities and we have a responsibility, this is the responsibility we have. People look at us as people that really are people that they aspire to want to be like, or they look at us as the voice to help them to get through situations. So we got to always put our best foot forward, and we're always going to do that for you guys. We're always going to give you guys information that we feel is relatable to your situation. And me, I'm not a person that's opposed to wise counsel. So if I'm thinking one way and Ross is thinking a way that's wiser than the way that I'm thinking, I'm just going to hold back the way that I'm thinking and roll with what he's thinking, and vice versa. Because that a wise man seeks wise counsel. A fool seeks foolish counsel. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy and applauded to all of you guys that are listening in, because we're giving you guys information that you could use on a day-to-day basis. How to deal with women, how to deal with your finances, how to deal with life, how to deal with shit. Because life, let me tell you something, man. Sports is easy. Life is hard. That motherfucker is not easy. And if you have somebody that can guide you and give you advice and tell you how to maneuver and tell you how to unction yourself, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, by one admitting, you know what I'm saying, that he's been home since prison, he didn't have to tell us that, but he told us that because he felt comfortable to tell us that. We got to salute him for that. And we got to give him credit for that, because that tells us that we've earned his trust enough to where he feels welcome enough to say that. So that's why I put his comment up, because we're touching people on so many levels. But my biggest thing, and with me saying women are trash, and when I say modern day women, is you guys have to not tolerate toxic behavior. That's what I mean by that. Not the word trash. Don't take in toxicity, because toxic behavior is not something that anyone should tolerate on any level by anyone, man or woman.
But that don't mean you go down to her level, yelling, screaming, fighting. You just eliminate yourself from that shit altogether, because the law not on your side. A bitch slap you and you slap her the fuck back, you're gonna go to jail. You got yelling too loud and the neighbor calls, they probably go take you to jail. So any woman who's bringing that type of energy in your life, you gotta eliminate yourself from that cipher, man. You know what I'm saying?
And that was very important that Ross said that. I'm glad he said that, because that is the quintessential thing. The power that you have as a man is the power to walk away, and the power to always say, you know what, if something's not working, let me get the fuck away from that situation. I'm not gonna put no hands on somebody. I'm not gonna put myself in any precarious situations that I don't need to put myself into, but I'm gonna sit there and walk away. There's power in walking away, man. You'd be surprised how much people come back and people respond to you when you walk the fuck away.
Yep.
There you go, Rip B. Brazy. He said, as a 22-year-old man, see, this is why we do what we do. Yeah, testifying. Rip B. Brazy, salute. As a 22-year-old man, Tommy, he knows y'all give out advice that nobody on YouTube does. Y'all cut from a different cloth. Because honestly, Rip B. Brazy, Ross and myself could be your daddy. Now that you told us your age, Ross could have had you at 16. I could have had you at 18. We could be your daddy. So a lot of you guys, we probably could be your fucking dad.
If we're not saying that not saying that in a way that's like we're your dad, but saying like
exactly
we old enough to be. We went through some shit. So
there you go.
But at the same time, it's a lot of niggas on here that went through some shit that's old enough, but they don't have the game. Exactly. Some niggas got the game, and some niggas don't got it.
Exactly.
Point blank, period. And some people got it, and they don't share it with the young guys. They want y'all to go through shit.
Yep.
I don't want y'all to go through nothing I went through.
And I'm glad
if you got to go through it, I want y'all to be prepared.
I'm glad Ross clarified it because that's what I meant. We're so in sync with each other. We know what each other means. So when you see Ross is clarifying what I'm saying, it's because he wants it to be very clear what I'm saying. Because sometimes I'll say stuff on the surface, but he wants to make it clear so that way it's not misinterpreted by anybody's mindset or anything like that. So I didn't mean I'm your daddy. I mean that, we could present ourselves in that fashion if that makes sense. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand when it comes to youth. The Bible says, the old are wise, but the young are strong. And with the youth, there's a lot of youthful people that are strong. They just need that right touch of wisdom to get them where they need to get to where they can shine on their strength.
Right.
A lot of people have the strength, but they don't have someone to give them that nudge of wisdom to shine their strength. So then they take their strength and then they go and waste the strength away into things that make them look weak and make them look inferior. And then they find themselves in bad positions.
They fight against their own people.
Exactly.
That's the reason why you can see on my channel, I make a big push. I'm against that heavy. The fight against your own people shit, I'm against that shit heavy because where's the energy at? You can't have this type of energy towards your own people and not have that type of energy towards people who systematically enslaved your people for 4 centuries.
Exactly.
There's no way you could be so angry at another black man you kill him, but you can't kill no white man.
Exactly.
If you ain't killing white motherfuckers, you don't need to be killing black motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Because you can forgive them for that. You definitely can forgive a black man for being in a different gang than you.
And that's why we're so diametrically opposed to fighters that have fought like the Roy Jones Jr.'s, the Mike Tysons, and that's how we could correlate it. Then they want to shit on these young guys that have come through the ranks that are basically doing the same things that they're doing. They could be building them up. There was no reason for Jamal Charlo to be on Hot Boxing, Mike Talk, and Mike Tyson's grilling him over a white man that's masquerading like he's fucking Mexican, an Anglo-Saxon, and fucking Canelo Alvarez. There's no reason for that. He could be turning around and saying, you know what? This is an opportune moment for me to use this moment, build my brethren up, and call Canelo Alvarez out and say, hey, why are you ducking Jamal Charlo? He could have made it diametrically different from that standpoint. There could have been positive.
He be kissing white folks' ass, man. That's what you don't understand. Every time people bring up Mike Tyson, I get a bad taste in my mouth. I don't honor Mike Tyson, man.
Exactly.
I honor Mike Tyson, man. I honor Liz Lewis, man.
Yep.
That's the nigga I honor, man. You know what I'm saying? I honor Mike Tyson for the simple fact, every time Mike Tyson fought somebody who pushed back, who wasn't intimidated, he lost.
Yep.
And that's why I can't bully somebody.
Jr.
Anytime he could have bullied somebody,
sitting there too busy wanting a Russian. He's too busy celebrating a Russian dual citizenship over him being black. Did you see how happy he was as a kid at the candy store when the fucking Russian president gave him a dual citizenship? But then when he's sitting there talking shit about Earl Spence, you could just basically see the hatred coming out of his fucking mouth. I just can't respect certain motherfuckers, man. I just can't.
Thing, man. Anybody who get low enough to where they'll cheat and use PEDs, I don't respect nothing to come out their mouth, man.
Yep.
I don't respect shit to come out their mouth. And the only time I speak on it is when I catch wind of it.
Yep.
When I catch wind of it and I see the video and I ain't doing shit, I'll speak on it. But I try not to even. I try to steer clear of all them sellouts, man.
Yep.
That shit irritate me, bro. I don't like shit fuck with my energy like that. I
And
don't
that's
like
why
nobody.
That's why Sugar Ray Leonard pissed me off when they were asking him about Spence and versus Mikey Garcia, and he had the stupid ass nerve to say, "I'm picking Mikey Garcia because his name is Mikey Garcia." What the fuck is that? What was that all about?
Basically, he's telling you what it is. I gotta pick this. I gotta pick this Mexican man because that's what they told me to say. I have no other reason to pick him except for he Mexican.
Yeah,
he tell you giving it to you raw.
Yeah, which makes no fucking sense to me.
It wasn't. What he's telling you is this ain't based on logic. I know enough about boxing to know Spence gonna win this fight, but I've been told, I've been paid to say this.
Yep.
So I'm saying it. They probably gave him $10,000, $20,000 to say that. So he said it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Or you have, boxing YouTube channels that talk so highly of Bob Arum, so highly of Eddie Hearn, but you have Al Heyman that's
doing got some shit to say about Al Heyman.
Generational breaking things as a black man. And a black man, mind you, that's not even trying to pump his chest out and say, I am Al Heyman. Here is my face. But he's doing these world-breaking things. You would think they would talk highly about him, but they are annoyed, they are enamored, they are jealous and envious of this man's success and what he's brought to the fucking table. That shit annoys the fuck out of me.
That's the thing, bro. The good thing about it, those brothers are being phased out, man.
Yep.
Because now you got young brothers the age of Rip B. Brazier that's calling out these old niggas and saying, man, why y'all hating on Spence? Why y'all hating on Floyd? Why y'all hating on Al Heyman? What's up with the energy? Because that way of thinking is being fake. They doing that because that's how people was raised. Their generation was raised. You got at the end of the day, you got to get along with white people. Don't make white people upset.
Yep.
Their generation was raised that. Them 70s niggas, them 60s niggas was raised. I was raised in the 80s. 80s was bar none. I was raised, anybody disrespect you, fuck what they talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I had black men in my family that say, hey man, you got to give your people some slack, or we've been through some shit. Try to live peaceful with them. But if it can't be peace, let it be war.
Ross
but you try to be peaceful with your own brothers. Everybody else can get it off the rip.
Yep.
That's how I was raised in the 80s.
The mentality of the 80s, Ross is right about that mentality of the 80s. Anybody born in the 80s, they think that way. We don't put up with shit, man. And the thing is we're short tempered. I won't say short tempered, but short patience in terms of the fact that we just don't tolerate bullshit.
Now you're not gonna listen, man. Niggas gonna live through the worst of the worst, bro. Niggas ain't scared. Put it that way. Yep. Like, motherfucker, a lot of motherfuckers they're so gung ho and so tough when it comes to their own people.
Exactly.
Niggas draw down choppers, big choppers over nothing.
Yep.
White man call everybody niggas draw their phone out.
Yep.
Why are you talking to us like that, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, you know I got you on Facebook. Yep. White man say, man, fuck your Facebook, nigga.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas just be like, nigga, stop saying that. If that was a black man, y'all would have drew pistols.
Exactly.
And because you don't have that same energy, I can't honor none of that shit.
You have been on his ass.
Yeah, I can't honor. I don't give when these niggas that rap about catching bodies. I don't respect none of that because I know what people don't realize is Lil Durk and all them niggas not even real BDs.
No.
Like these young dudes from Chicago claiming these games, they're not even really in the game.
Exactly.
Because you need permission to take somebody's life in Chicago. You can't just do that. They're not even in the game. They just claiming that shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And all the people who could put a stop to it, they all locked up. There ain't nothing they could do. So they got free reign to claim they part. Why you think they don't call themselves? They got their little nicknames they call themselves.
Yep.
300, FBG, OTF.
Yep.
Those are clicks. They know they can't say I'm BD. I'm a GD. They know they can't say that because they ain't part of the gang like that.
Exactly.
They got to make their own little goofy shit up. They ain't part of the gang because niggas that's part of the gang know that in Chicago it's a thing to where you try not to take nobody's life. You ain't got no. If you don't have, you try not to take somebody's life. It gets to the point where there ain't no choice. You might have to do that, and you definitely don't go on no record bragging about it. That ain't the Chicago way. So all these young niggas doing that, They ain't part of the mob like that. They made their own little goofy shit up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's not the Chicago way. Lil Durk, King Von. I don't honor King Von. Why? Because they ain't the Chicago way. We don't brag about murders, man. We don't brag
Nope.
about taking somebody's child out of this world.
But who and that's the thing, and this
That's a
is where
harsh
it
thing
shows
to
you.
do.
This is where it shows you, Ross, the difference between the cultural imbalances. Because, like I said, in the '80s, people respected that, man. People wasn't sitting there bragging about, oh, I took somebody's life.
Man, it's niggas that's alcoholics behind the people they had to kill. They
Didn't
still
you
that
just
shit
talk
still.
about NBA YoungBoy and who was it? NBA YoungBoy's beefing with, and they both talking about killing each other on rap songs.
Yeah, I honor that shit.
Yeah,
Cause think about it is they talk about death so freaking so easy. I don't even think they the ones catching the bodies. Cause there's no
nope,
way you could be that cool with take. There's people who get paid to kill for a living. CIA agents,
yep,
Navy SEALs, Army Rangers,
yep,
special ops niggas who fucked up for the rest of their life.
yep,
So how is it you can talk about this shit like it's nothing? Are
yep,
you even the ones that actually catching the bodies, or you just
yep,
claiming them?
yep. And they don't
Is it
realize the
somebody
mental trauma
else?
that's associated behind that. And
Is
like
it the
50 said in
it,
Get Rich or Die Trying, which was his classic album, right? In Many Men, remember what the verse, the main chorus of it, wish death upon me.
right?
And when you wish death upon yourself and you keep talking about death, that's what you're doing. You're wishing death upon yourself. People got to be very careful talking about death all the damn time, because that shit will find you.
Mm-hmm.
That shit will find you right back. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why it's a very damaging thing. I just wanted to quickly say that so people understand. It's not a good thing to be talking about death all the time, because you're basically wishing it upon yourself. It's power in that fucking tongue with that shit. You got to be very fucking careful.
The reason why they had it, this why hip hop then made it into a death culture, because the rappers are more valuable dead than they is alive. Right.
Facts.
But they made the music a death culture music. So when the record labels have the rappers killed, they can blame it on the gang shit.
And then they could take away their fucking masters.
Right. They can blame it on the gang shit, but really, you see record labels now, because you gotta think about it. Was Prince in a fucking gang? No, he wasn't.
No, he
was
wasn't.
Whitney Houston in the gang? They still got murked. Was Jimi Hendrix in the gang?
Exactly.
Was fucking Michael Jackson in the gang? How come everybody?
Point.
How come can't nobody just die and live their life out until they at old age? Why when you're in the music game, you always gotta die before your fucking time?
Yep.
Because you worth more money dead than alive.
Exactly.
And now they don't. When it comes to rappers, they could kill these niggas young because the shit they rap about.
Yep. And you see R. Kelly's getting out. They can't charge him for double jeopardy. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try to finagle, because they try to get after him because he was trying to get his masters.
I call this shit back when R. Kelly went to jail. I got somebody who just got out of jail. I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to build any rep off my uncle rep.
Yep.
I'm not going to say my uncle's name, but I have somebody who just got out of jail off the RICO law. And the RICO law that they use the RICO law, which makes it basically the RICO law make it so they can throw you in jail for anything. Just talking to a motherfucking a co-defendant, talking to somebody who's part of brings you into it, right? They had a RICO law, they had a RICO case on one motherfucker.
Damn.
They were just looking for a reason to throw him in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like a RICO is supposed to be for a racketeering, a whole conglomerate of motherfuckers supposed to go to jail. When you use the RICO law, they use that shit for one guy, man.
Yep.
And then come to find out, all these bitches got conflicting stories. Some bitches like, nah, that was my boyfriend. Some bitches saying that was my boyfriend, but yeah, I gotta admit, after talking to this woman, I gotta admit I was groomed. And all these different stories.
Yep.
Now, I ain't no fool. I wasn't born last night. All the shit that he did on that tape long time ago in 2000, one of them girls was underage, man.
Yeah,
I can look and tell one of them girls was underage.
Fact.
But these girls he been dealing with as of late, all them bitches is 18 plus, man. He ain't do when he had all them bitches living with him, he ain't do nothing wrong.
Yep.
They was all of age. They could have, you know what I'm saying? But the shit he did back in 2000, that shit was bogus.
Facts. And Rick B.
You know what I'm
Brazy
saying?
is
That's
right. Just like
yeah,
gang injunctions in Cali, man. You know,
yeah.
Ross talked about this point, and I agree with this, man. As you get a certain age, that's why I got on Roy Jones Jr. the other day. Roy Jones Jr. is a 53-year-old man picking a fight with a basketball player and Paul Pierce. That is embarrassing. You 53 on media TV acting like you fucking 13 years old, and you got the nerve to try to talk shit about a guy 21 years your junior in Earl Spence. I have a fundamental fucking problem with that. You are 53. Act your fucking age.
You gotta understand when you had to sell out. Because Roy Jones, that's what people don't understand. Roy Jones did a lot of coon sellout shit when in his prime. People all they remember is just the highlights. Roy Jones would say all type of shit. I never respected Roy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I never liked it. I always liked to be hot. I never liked that motherfucker, right? But when you know you had to say certain shit just for your success, you had to sit there and you had to. He used to deal with the shit Larry Merchant used to do with a smile on his face. Floyd used to be checking Larry Merchant out. You saying you let these people treat you like this, and you mad because Errol Spence don't. And you mad because he's still seeing the success, and he don't have to do what you did. He ain't have to do the PDs. He ain't got to kiss these white folks' ass. He ain't got no mindset to go off and get no motherfucker. It's one thing to get the citizenship because maybe you want to go there. It's another thing to be giddy, like you got a pot of gold,
kissing the motherfucker's ass because you got the shit.
Like, man, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. What you saying is all the sellouts. The reason why they can't let this shit go because of how they had to sell out to get success. That's the reason why Stephen A. Smith hates Kyrie Irving. He wish he could be that brave. To speak up the way he speaks up. He wishes that. He had to kiss ass his whole life to get where he's at. And now here's this dude. This dude don't comb his hair. He don't shave. I gotta shave, man. Stephen A. Smith can't walk in ESPN looking however he want to look. He gotta do whatever the fuck no people tell him to do.
Exactly. He got told the line.
He should have probably cut his hair off bald a long time ago. That people
probably tell him, "Hey, we need you to dish rag this motherfucker right now. We need you to talk shit about this motherfucker right now. He has to stop what he's doing." That's why you see he always comes out in these. Me and Ross always call it. He always come out in these last minute things where he's starting to dish rag people, and it'd be late at night. And you'd be like, "What the fuck?" I thought Stephen A. usually come on during ESPN first days because he was given the commandment at that time to do it. And he'd be out of the blue. He'll show up on somebody's ESPN show and start talking shit, cash money shit.
So when you live your life like that, you have a natural resentment. You shouldn't. You have a natural resentment for black men who don't. It's kind of like Django, the slaves that was walking. They had a resentment for Django because Django was on a horse. They didn't even know what Django was about. I had a natural resentment for him because he looked like. Because he looked like a rugged. They knew he would. They could look at him and tell he worked the fields. He was a rugged nigga, but he was doing what they was doing. He riding a horse. You know what I'm saying?
And he was looking at these masters like they weren't no fucking better than him. Talking to them like shit. You ain't no fucking better than me.
You know what I'm saying?
And then doing challenging shit, going out there killing these motherfuckers, shooting these motherfuckers, and looking at these motherfuckers dead in their face with the blowback. You gotta love that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it is. That's kind of like, you know. And then when Steven saw Django, he got mad because dude on a horse, and he figured like I can't be on no horse, man. How can he get to be on the horse? You know what I'm saying?
Because Steven had everything Django had, minus the freedom. Because he could run his fucking mouth, but it was limited. And he had a master over him that told him, well, I gave you the license as a house Negro to talk, but you still serve me. Whereas Django's talking to this motherfucker unlimited, like you ain't no better than me. And that's what unnerved Steven more than anything else. That's why he said, who the fuck is this nigga? He was saying that because he was mad at the fact that he couldn't do the shit. And that's why we sit here and we say, you guys have to always look at everything from a bigger picture mindset. When we sit here and look at how these people affect the dynamics of stuff, how they sell out, how these, sports figures react to certain situations, and then you got the ones that are unapologetic. They get all the scrutiny. Kobe Bryant got a lot of scrutiny for just basically telling journalists, you asking the same fucking question. You ask this question so many times. I used to, man, if people want to know the most enjoyable moment that I loved about Kobe, it wasn't when on the court. It was always when he was dealing with the media, because he always checked them, man. And you could tell when he was annoyed. You could tell when he didn't want to answer questions. You could tell, especially when the playoffs rolled around. That's a stupid question. Why are you asking that question again? Didn't I just answer it to the last next? They hated him for that shit.
Mr. Bird said, "Why is selling out bad when most of everybody doesn't? Why you want to be like mostly everybody?"
Exactly.
That's the problem now. Niggas want to be like everybody else.
There you go.
As soon as you hold them accountable, they're like, "Well, white people do it. Why the fuck
Yep.
you want to do what they do?"
Exactly.
Mexicans do it. So what?
Exactly.
Don't you know you set apart? You're supposed to be doing things differently.
Don't you know
Ain't it readily apparent we not supposed to be doing what everybody else do? Because we get fucked over. We be in all type of curses trying to live like everybody else. It should be readily apparent at this point you can't do what everybody else do, and God got a different path for you.
Because we are the chosen people.
It should be readily apparent that we can't do what everybody else do.
But that's given the fact if you're black. We don't know if you're black, so we can't say you're chosen. So we don't know.
Like I don't get like everybody else does it. That sounds like a little kid, man. Exactly. Everybody else is doing it. Why can't I do it?
Exactly. Oh, that just gives you an excuse to be lazy.
Fuck you want to be like everybody else for?
Of convenience. You know, there's an old adage that says familiarity breeds complacency. So do you want to be familiar? Do you want to be complacent? Or do you just want to dare to fucking be different, man, and get out of your comfort zone and say, you know what? I'm not going to be like everybody else. You know why I have respect for this other man right here that's talking on this panel? Is because he does shit his own way. Me and him go at it. He'll do shit his own way. I'm going to do shit my own way. And that's what I respect about him to the core. If I don't respect nothing else, I respect that about the core, to the core of him, because I know at the end of the day, he's going to do the shit the way he feels he's going to do it. And he respects that about me. I'm going to do the shit the way that I'm going to fucking do it. So y'all should do shit the way that y'all are supposed to do it, not because somebody else is giving you the license to do something. And this is why, what's that saying again? If you fall for everything, then you how you say that saying again?
I don't know. If you fall
for everything, then you stand. Okay, if you fall for everything, then you stand for nothing.
No, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything.
There you go. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. And that's the problem with the motherfuckers. They stand for nothing, so they fall for everything. Okay, I'm gonna let Ross address that.
I don't think what people really understand what selling out really is. Selling out really is you changing your core, how you was raised, for commercial or for monetary gain. And I don't see how Kanye sold out political. Who you choose as a political, who you're gonna back politically, has nothing to do with selling out, because none of them like us.
Yep.
So a lot of black people are very intelligent, but politically are retarded. Mm-hmm. They actually think if a black person votes Republican, they selling out. Yep. As if Democrats aren't racist.
Yep.
If you think that way, you're about 50, 60 years behind. And by the time you realize that you don't know shit about politics, it'll be too late for you.
There you go.
And now, when you go into an industry and you sign on, if you got a job or something, you sign some type of contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Signing that contract and doing what you say you're gonna do is not selling out.
Exactly.
Sign that contract and doing some shit you know you wasn't raised to do, and you know that's gonna destroy you for doing it, you are selling out. And there's been times where certain people have been put in predicaments for necessity, so they had to sell out. But me personally, I feel like you are how you finish. You know what I'm saying? I say, for instance, a nigga from the hood who go to the army. Some people be like, oh, he sold out. Nigga, what's the fight for the white man war? But they don't think the black man that's killing their own people is selling out.
Yep.
They don't think the gangbanger is selling out. Because that's expected. It's expected for you to kill your own people. It's not expected for you to go and kill somebody in another country.
Facts.
You're going to kill somebody regardless in this earth at some point in your life.
Facts.
Some point in your life, you're going to have a hand in somebody's murder, man. I used to be an aviation bossman. I know I probably have a hand in over 300-400 murders. Just because them bombs left. Them planes left with bombs. They ain't came back empty.
Yep.
I helped them planes get off the ship. So by association, I'm guilty of those murders. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'd rather be guilty. I'd rather be guilty of those murders than be guilty of killing my own people in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got to pick and choose your battles. So sellout is subjective, but the sellout that people see or people say, somebody sell out like somebody like like a Jesse Jackson. I don't see Kanye that way. I don't see him that way. I see Kanye as somebody who's maneuvering in the system and trying his best to be for his people, to do what he want to do at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
People don't. This is the context that's lost. Everybody say, "Oh, you wore the MAGA hat." Okay, nigga. If you wore a Biden hat, that's the case. All the black people who wore Biden hats were sellouts too.
Exactly.
Biden didn't do shit for black people.
No.
Nobody asked what was said in the room when Kanye had on the MAGA hat with Trump. Did you know he talked about Larry Hoover the whole time?
Yep.
He was in there. It's called politics. He did what he did. He had to do to get in that room. That he talked about fucking prison reform and Larry Hoover the whole time.
Yep. And obviously what he said resonated because what was the actions that Donald Trump took after the fact? A lot of people were let off. Kodak Black.
A lot of people were let off.
A lot of people were let off. So the conversation resonated. Donald Trump saw the wisdom. And that's one thing about Donald Trump. If you come in the room and you show him the wisdom behind something, he's gonna run with it. He's not gonna be so in his shit that he's not gonna be able to see the wisdom in it. And that's the quintessential ideology of a leader. A leader realizes that when wise counsel is around him, he can make decisions based on the wise counsel. He takes the wisdom behind the wise counsel.
The problem is black people only understand one form of racism, and that's overt racism.
Exactly.
And really, we don't really understand. We mistake prejudice for racism. So when a white man or a white woman or a white kid could walk up to you and call you a nigga, they being prejudiced. That's not racist. Exactly. When a white man got a business and won't hire you because you're black, you're black and you're qualified. Let me get that straight. You're black and you're qualified, but he won't hire you and you qualified for the job.
Yep.
He's practicing racism because now he's stopping you from being. He's withholding you from life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He's restricting you. That's a system. He's systematically being racist towards you. Those are two different things. We have to understand is a white man don't gotta like you, man. All because he don't like you. That if he can't do nothing to stop how you live, he can't be racist towards you. He don't got the power.
Facts.
He could be prejudiced. He can't be racist. He don't like you because you're black. It's being prejudiced. That's not being racist. He don't like because you're black is the reason why he pay you $10 when he pay everybody $25. That's being racist. It's two different things. We need to understand. Democrats are racist. When they institute certain laws that affect you a certain way that don't affect everybody else, that is racism. That's a system. But we don't realize that because they come and they march with us. Black Lives Matter. And next you know the Black Lives Matter march turned into LGBT Lives Matter. They turn into everything but Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? That's the systematic racism that you don't see because they're patting you on the back and you got a couple of white girls talking about black men got big dicks, so your ego's getting fluffed up. And
calling you bulls and shit like that.
Right. Your ego's getting fluffed up and they're dealing with you like they would a child, man.
Yep.
giving you candy,
Yep.
and meanwhile taking your money out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're not respecting you. At least the president's motherfucker respect you enough to let you know how you feel. Say, you know, I don't like black people, bro. That's fine.
Yep.
I don't like y'all.
Yep.
We got to understand it.
Yep.
No, I've been in the military. You know how many people I knew who was racist I worked with, elbow
Yep.
to elbow. I ain't
Yep.
give a fuck as long as they did their job.
And I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example of this. This is how you can tell the difference between Democratic and Republican, and I'm gonna affiliate it in the boxing. Most black people are Democratic in the sense that they're Terrence Crawford fans. The minority people are Republican in the sense that they are Earl Spence fans. They dare to be different. They dare to think differently. So the Democratic mindset that they're going to have is, well, we believe this guy's on the level because this guy's calling out, or this guy's this, because most people are followers. When you look at most people, most black people that have a Democratic mindset, they're followers. They only root for someone that's Democratic because someone tells them to do that. If you look at most black people that are
Because they was
Republicans,
raised to do it.
exactly, yeah, they were raised to do it. If you look at most people, most black people that I've known to be Republican, it's because they've made a diametrical cut against the grain choice that they've learned through adulthood that, you know what, this is probably a different way of seeing things that's going to be more beneficial financially, from a conservative, from a fiscal standpoint, for me and my acceleration. And if I need to evolve, this is the route that I need to take. They may not necessarily want to be Republican to their core, but they realize that if I need to make that maneuver to get to the next level, this is better going to suit me because this side of the aisle is actually more in my favor. They're not being slick about basically hating me.
My personal opinion about politics is black people should have no loyalty to anybody. You should be voting. You should actually be looking at everything on the ballot and voting for the best possible person.
Yep.
Not for you, but for your people in that area. And that means you got to do some reading. That means you have to do some research, and you have to know what these people actually gonna do when they get in office.
And at that moment of time, because at any given moment of time, the shit can change. It's just because a motherfucker is representing a certain party, that doesn't necessarily mean that their political views or whatever they're bringing to the table is in your benefactor for your area.
That's the reason why we shouldn't be. It should be not a monolith. We should not be loyal to any side. It's all about what they're gonna do for our people. Nobody else votes that way.
Yep.
Why you think a lot of Mexicans talk that shit, but they all vote Republican?
Yep.
But they talk that shit. Oh man, I hate it. They're so racist. The gringos. But they vote Republican because for how they want to live, the Republican shit makes sense. Even though they don't agree with the prejudice shit, they able to separate from their feelings.
Exactly.
We gotta be able to separate from our feelings as black people and stop saying CNN told you this person don't like you, so you're gonna put another person in office for 4 years just because you don't like how this guy talk on Twitter.
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck what he's saying on Twitter, man? Were people not paying attention with the shit he was doing? How many black people have been let out since then? Since Trump left?
Yep.
All the people getting out right now, it's not because of Biden. They was let out because of Trump. It's just happening on Biden's watch right now.
Yep. So you made a hellified point, man. You made great points. So anything else you want to say to close out, man?
Nah, I said all I gotta say.
Okay.
I said all I gotta say, bro.
That's what's up, man. All of those who have donated to the platform today, we really appreciated it. We gave you guys a hellified live. Those that are looking to make their last minute donations, let's go ahead and get the last minute donations in. Donate to motivate. We appreciate anything that you guys could bring to the table. I mean, we give you guys a hellified live. Once again, we incorporated a lot of topics. You guys walked out with a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of understanding, a wealth of wisdom that you can take back to the drawing board. See, with us, this is not just a one-trick pony. We're giving you guys a multifaceted viewpoint of all things together so that you guys can become comprehensive individuals in life. And you can see things from such multifaceted ways of thinking. It is not just a cookie cutter. And when you have someone like Ross that's so masterful in balancing things out. And then you got myself to hit the point home. It's a beautiful combination to give you guys exactly what you guys need. So we appreciate you, Rip B. Brazy, with the donation again. We thank you for that. And we appreciate your time. We appreciate your energy. Anybody else that's going to donate to motivate, we appreciate that as well, too, because at the end of the day, if a man doesn't work, he shall not eat.
Yeah, let me address one more thing before we slide out. So when people don't like somebody personally, they throw the sellout shit just around. Okay, let's say Kanye West sold out. But you're specifically saying Kanye West sold out as if he's the only. So if Kanye West sold out, what is an example of a rapper who has not sold out?
Yep.
So JayZ is one of my favorite lyricists all the time. So Kanye West sold out by doing what? By wearing a MAGA hat. So would you say JayZ sold out by selling drugs to his own people? Or would you say people do shit in certain situations and they evolve?
That's a
and
great
they become
fucking
better
point.
people.
That's a great fucking
You know
point.
what I'm saying? So to me, selling out is knowing exactly what you're doing. You've got to the point where there's no evolving. You know exactly what you're doing, and you are purposely killing your people. You have the power to do something else. This is what you choose to do. You take pleasure in doing it.
Yep.
That's different. People grow. People learn. People make mistakes.
Yep.
Like, you don't like somebody. Me personally, to not like somebody, like just where it personally do something to you that you never met is mind-boggling to me. You know what I'm saying? But people do it all the time. But if Kanye is a sellout, I mean all the rappers are sellouts.
Yep.
And I'm not just saying that because that's Kanye. I'm saying that just from not all of them, because some of them, majority of them are. Because what's the criteria? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He said he sold his soul. A lot of those guys felt when they signed that contract, they did sell their soul.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of shit after they signed the contract, they realize, man, I don't even feel like doing all this shit, but I got to do it now. I got to get up and I got to do 30 interviews a day. You think motherfuckers want to do 30 interviews and answer the same 30 fucking questions?
Well, I'm going to say this, Mr. Bird. I'm going to say this, Mr. Bird, because, you know, being a celebrity is just a different level of you being a human being, but they're still a human being. They just transaction on a different scale. When you sign your contract at your job, wouldn't that be you selling your soul, depending on the stipulation behind the job? Because people think witchcraft and Illuminati behavior is only in Hollywood. That's actually in all forms of Fortune 500 companies. I don't know if you realize
that's all in your job, man.
Exactly.
When your boss look you in your face and tell you did something wrong and hold you accountable for something he know you didn't do.
Yep.
And then extort you and then hold it over your head. Yep. That's a level of sorcery, man. They fucking with your energy.
Yep. And I don't think you understand that, Mr. Bird, because me and Ross talked about this offline. But when you work at your job, there's witchcraft there too. When your boss is having you sign certain things that you need to do, certain trainings that you need to go through, brainwashing tools that they use, indoctrination, embedded theology. So you think this is just a hip hop Hollywood thing? I mean, you are lost, man.
Mr. Bird's one of the Hassan Campbell niggas.
Yeah, you're lost.
Hassan Campbell got y'all fucked up, man, to where y'all at war with celebrities. Celebrities, exactly. Everything that happened in Hollywood and the music industry is happening at your job.
Yep.
Everything. That contract that you signed to work at that place is a fucked up contract, bro. You think your time only worth? Let's say you make $15 an hour. Who the fuck is them to tell you your time only worth $15, man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you say you got to work to live. The fact that it's mind-boggling the shit niggas do every day don't realize you got to work to drink water, nigga.
Yep.
Why should you have to work to drink water?
Yep.
When water is free.
It's free. And they ball and chain you. They ball and chain you at your 9 to 5. And here's the trippy part about it. You're sitting here talking about rappers. Rappers actually have a little bit more luxury in their slave contracts because they don't have at will. They just have, if they don't make certain numbers, certain thresholds, you have an at-will system to where if you don't do what you're supposed to, they can get rid of your ass and replace you.
They can just fire your goofy ass. They say,
Exactly.
man, we no longer leave your service. Goofy ass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I'm not saying this to diss rag you. I'm saying I want you to.
So if you're talking about rappers, we named, you also got to look at it as keep that same energy. That's what Ross is basically saying. Keep that same energy.
Nah, but my thing is,
to you too.
Not you missing the point. My thing, not you, not missing the point. He said, "I'm just talking." Why would you just be talking about? We didn't name no sellouts.
Exactly.
You came and started talking about sellouts.
You brought up Kanye West.
Yeah, you brought up Kanye West. We didn't even speak about Kanye West.
We didn't say nothing
about him earlier, like an hour and a half ago.
Exactly.
You brought that shit up because that's on your chest. That's something you wanted to say.
Me and Ross were very astute on paying attention to
that's something you want to say. I just challenge it because I want to know why is it specifically Kanye West.
Exactly. And why you're not holding yourself accountable when you got to look at yourself in the mirror and realize the witchcraft that you got to deal with. Tomorrow, when you go to work tomorrow, you're going to have to deal with your own witchcraft.
That's what niggas not understanding. That's the thing. But people can't really tell me much about Kanye West. First of all, if I ask you about the Yeezus album, you said I don't like that album, then you don't really know what Kanye West doing right now because he predicted he was going to do this shit.
Yep.
And he predicted how they're going to react. He predicted how they're going to talk about.
Yep.
So you don't really know what's going on because you don't know what it's like to ascend. When you ascend in a white dominated culture, any job, you have people push it back on you.
Yep.
How they push back? They can't touch you, right? So they trying to ruin your reputation.
Yep.
They say you doing shit that you're not necessarily doing.
And they don't pay you as the white counterpart.
They don't pay you like they're supposed to pay you. They try to marginalize you, keep you in one little area so you can't expand.
Yep.
All this shit is happening.
And then have you do jobs that, you're not basically being dragged by a car, but when you really think about the jobs that you're doing, it's kind of slave level jobs. In a sense. You know what I'm saying? Where they're using your physicality. That's why I said people need to be very careful what they're saying with these rappers, celebrities, and all that, because the shit is happening to you at your job every day. And you're not even realizing people. When you start paying attention to what's happening at your job, you're gonna be like, oh shit, Ross and he knows got a fucking point.
But you gotta understand, these niggas been finessed by the Hassan Campbells. How Hassan Campbell make his money is he make it so that he knows the regular people have a natural inclination to hate on people who are successful. So what he does is he play on your emotions. He separates you mentally from just human beings. Kanye ain't shit but a human being, man.
Exactly.
Separates you from them so that every time one of them make a mistake, he make a video, diss rag them. She's like, man, these rappers, man, they hate us, man. Blase, blase, blase. Like, bro, little bit, he want to be elbow to elbow with the rappers. What he's trying to do every day.
And if he's around those rappers, he'll be kissing their ass. He'll be sitting there saying, man, salute Kanye for interviewing me. These same motherfuckers will be right there kissing that ass, man.
Right. But you don't realize this. Everything these celebrities go through, they're not better than you. They just in a higher hierarchy of the same shit you're going through.
Exactly.
That's why when they make all the money, they're like, man, I made all this money, but what do it really mean? Because I got
just said what I said in another way. They just doing it. They're dealing with it in a different bracket. But you dealing with that shit at your job. Believe it or not, at their hierarchy level, they're actually dealing with it at a better level than you. You actually getting the short end of the fucking stick.
And the thing about it is, where Kanye, where he's at right now, he's his own boss. So he really ain't dealing with it no more at all. But the reason why they got him in the news all the time is because when Kanye was dealing with all this shit, he had all the good press. Once he became his own boss, that's where all this, he had a good father.
Well, Mr. Bird, you need to see all of this is the problem. You're looking at the glass half empty, man. You need to see all of the shit that's happening around you in your life. That's what we're trying to tell you. Focus on your surroundings.
I kind of think this society makes some of these people retarded.
Yep.
Because Buddy is not listening to nothing we're saying.
No,
he said, no, I'm just speaking on New World Order. What you think your job is? All this shit is part of the New World Order.
That's what I'm trying to do. Is what we're trying to tell them.
What all this when you got to go and work for another person, you are contributing to the new world order, bro.
Thank you.
But they put it in a way so you ain't got no choice because you got to
Exactly.
eat. You know what I'm saying?
And you're not realizing that.
You're
So
not
this is
realizing
why
that.
this is why you know better to talk about them, because you got to deal with the shit. If you got to deal with the shit, you might as well just keep your mouth and zip it.
You are contributing to that. That's what you're not understanding, bro. You are contributing to that.
Yep.
It don't matter what you do. You're a police. You're a caseworker. You this, you that. All these things got little. Listen, man.
They all have subliminal inklings behind it, man.
Yeah, people don't know. Like if you're a caseworker, state say you gotta go. You gotta take these kids and you gotta place them here. You gotta go do that shit, no matter what. You might get there. You might say, you know what? These kids really don't need to leave here. Maybe this family need X amount of money. That ain't your call. You got to go take them kids out of that place, separate them from their family. That's part of the new world order. But this is your fucking job.
Exactly.
And you got to go home with that shit. You got to eat that.
And you can't say anything about it because you're dealing with it too. Like if you were talking about it like shit, I'm dealing with it too. See, this is what I love about Kanye. Kanye will tell you,
no, this is the reason why you was wrong. Not you. This is why you was wrong because you said he's a sellout. I'm not. Because if you said he's a sellout, you said you not.
Exactly. Now I know who you talking to, Ross. I just wanted to say this to this motherfucker. This is why it's off what you saying, because what you're not understanding is at your job, you're right there selling out. This is why you can't say nothing. Because Kanye on his own, I've heard Kanye say that. We are our slaves, including myself. I'm my own slave. I've heard Tupac talk about it. Whether you work 9 to 5 or you work your own job, we all are being finessed. We all are being used. We all are being abused in some way, some form, some fashion. It's happening to us.
Until you get to the point you're working for yourself, man. You're working for your own purpose solely for yourself, man. You're a slave to the system, dog. Exactly. Now it's two types of slaves. Now there's the house slave was the sellout.
Yep.
The field slave, he know he a slave, but he trying to resist every step of the way. That's Kanye all day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between Kanye and fucking Roy Jones Jr. is what we saying.
Exactly.
It's a big difference. And you ain't called Roy Jones Jr. no sellout. You said Kanye one of the most rebellious niggas against the white supremacy. You called a sellout.
Yep.
Cause he said something you ain't like, or he wore a hat you ain't like.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, that could have something to do with it too. If you're still in school, maybe you're still a baby. We don't know. Maybe you're still in high school. We don't know. But I'm gonna tell you right now, what you're gonna deal with, what you're dealing with in high school is you're still dealing with New World Order. You know why? Because in the schools, they're teaching you what they want you to fucking know. They're marginalizing you even in that. Right. If you don't have a job and that's where you're in high school, you're being marginalized into what's being taught to you. What the school system value, what they tell you the learning curve should be from your area, your city, your state, your level. They tell you what the learning curve and the learning margin should be. And you have to go out there and learn past that. You have to go out there and research past that. If you don't, then whatever they give you is what you take. That's what we're trying to tell you. You're no better than the next motherfucker. You got to deal with this shit. And to be honest with you, the lower you in on the towing pole, the more of the short end of the stick that you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
If you want me to be honest with you.
That's true, man. This been another powerful one, bro.
Yep.
Another powerful one.
Oh man, beyond powerful, bro. But I know we gotta go, man. Again, last ones that's gonna donate to motivate. Absolutely right. EJ did make Uga's face look like a Halloween mask, man. He's special, but donate to motivate. But I'm gonna give all the respect and all the credit to Ugas. Ugas is a stand-up dude. If you guys notice, that's one EJ opponent I've never disrespected because he's just a stand-up brother. And, you know, he fought like a warrior. He was just fighting a special fighter. And shit fucking happens. So donate to motivate, man. Give us the best that y'all can. We appreciate y'all. All of those that have donated to this platform, we thank you so much. We're going to continue to give you guys great lives. Make sure y'all check out Tom Ross TV Raw. Make sure y'all check out Tom Ross TV. For those that love Snowfall, those that love Atlanta, there's nobody breaking down those shows like this man that's standing right next to me. Check out those videos, comment on those videos, and learn a thing or two, because the reason why I'm telling you to check those videos out is because not only is he talking about the shows, but he's actually finding ways, unique ways to bring it into life perspective. He always does that. If there's one thing I know about that brother will always find a way to correlate it into what people go through in life,
Exactly.
and life examples and life perspectives, etc., etc. And that's why the breakdown is unique, and that's why the breakdown has a coalition of people that's trying to raise against him. This man has basically been put on a huge social media platform, a huge publication. It's called crack.com. This, if you go and look at their subscription levels, they're damn near at 3 million subscribers, man. And they used one of his Atlanta videos as a marking point to break down the show. That just goes to show you the level of breakdown that Tom Ross is giving you guys, man, when it comes to these types of things. Also, check out all of the other videos that he got going on his channel. You guys will learn a thing or two. You know, make sure those that are new to this platform, make sure y'all check out the shorts that I'm throwing out. Check out our community posts. Our community posts are very live and active. We're very vocal and we're very expressive in the things that we say. And make sure y'all continue to donate, to motivate, and show us the support, because we're giving you guys things at a level that's never been seen before on YouTube and will never be seen before after we're long gone. So y'all be easy. Y'all have a great Sunday. Peace.
Peace.